Jelka. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. There we go. Jelcom? No, that was kind of a welcome. There we go. Out here tonight, Peoria Sunrise Mountain, the first round of the 4A Division playoffs. Kyle Benedict, Jackie Bessler along with you. It was Kyle that made the mistake to start the game, not me. How you doing, Kyle?
Pretty good. Playoff football.
Yep.
Beautiful weather. We're sitting at around 74 degrees right now. Not many clouds in the sky, even though it's dark. I know what you're going to say. It's dark.
Right.
There's a few of them overhead of us, but no issue with rain here tonight, I don't believe. But mid-70s, it'll probably drop around 70, 69 degrees for game time. It's going to be beautiful playoff football.
Rained here in Peoria a little bit yesterday, just enough to get the winter grass growing on the field out here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain. And a lot of people are thinking, didn't we just play them? Is this a repeat from last week's game? No, this is different. This is round one of the playoffs. A lot of times, almost every single year, somebody and it's very often that you will play in the first round somebody that you played on your schedule. It is not nearly as often that you play the same team that you played in Week 10 in round one, but that is what has happened here tonight. Reminds me of a Rocky Balboa movie, kind of with Creed. You know, the first fight didn't go well for Rocky. Second fight, he does all the training, getting ready for the second fight.
Oh, man, if there's anything we can learn from the Rocky movies, it's do not give up whenever you face your same opponent twice or three times in a row. But I think this benefits Mingus. Of course, they lost last week, but I think you come out and you build on the good things that you had last week. And Mingus did do a lot of things really well last week. Unfortunately, they didn't come away with the win, but if you're a football player on the Mingus Marauders right now, you are itching to get this one started because you know you want to come out, and they're going to come out and just pick up where they want to get. They want to get the ball rolling here. Playoff football, anything can happen in that atmosphere, but when you're seeing a team that you lost to the week before, especially to end the regular season, watch out.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get into the rankings. We're going to get into the brackets. We're going to tell you who played in playoff golf for Mingus, who is going to be swimming on November 5th for Mingus in the playoffs, and a whole bunch more when we get into our Vinny's Pizza pregame report after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Welcome to the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 and have pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza delivered right away. Don't forget the garlic knots and wings. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
No press box. We are in the open air and on the visitor side amongst the Mingus Loyal, and right behind Team Turbo. Everything is normal and natural once again. Here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain, we want to thank Vinny's Pizza for sponsoring our pre-game report. That is Vinny's 1 and 2. Of course, the original Vinny's at the Clements Hall building on the 89A bypass in Cottonwood. And of course, Vinny's 2 here in Peoria, just a couple of blocks away from Sunrise Mountain. And here in the Peoria area, you've got Nick and Doug working the stoves and doing all the cooking, and they do a specialty. They do specialty pizzas. In fact, they can do pizzas down here that they can make look like the Arizona Cardinal logo. They can make them, I don't know, whatever you want. You can tell them all about it. And they use the toppings to design the different logo.
Cool.
Isn't that awesome?
And yeah, for the Cardinals one, there's the pumpkin one right there, but you got the olives, the black olives, just kind of designing. That's really cool. You can call in with your order and kind of what you want your pizza to look like, and then you're surprised when you get there.
We got to figure out what you could use anchovies for to make a picture. I don't know. It'll probably be something with Dora and the other fishies in the movie. But anyways, out here tonight, Mingus Marauders matching up. They end up number 14 and will match up with number 3, Sunrise Mountain. So Sunrise Mountain did not gain ground but did not lose ground with their victory over Mingus last week, 61-17. What does our bracket look like?
Well, starting off number 1, the number 1 team in 4A, Saguaro, is hosting number 16, Amphitheater. Now, Amphitheater did not by power points make it in the top 16, but they did win their region, so they knocked Casa Grande out by winning the region. So you're in your region, you automatically get a spot in the playoffs. That's how they get in at number 16.
That and having a fairy godmother.
Yeah,
right.
So they're on the road playing number 1 Saguaro. Number 9 Bradshaw Mountain down here in Peoria as well, taking on number 8 Peoria High School. Nice to see the Bradshaw Bears. There you go, number 9 and 8 in that game. Marcos Deniza, number 5, hosting number 12 Buckeye Union. Number 4 Salpointe Catholic hosting number 13 Canyon del Oro.
Which, by the way, they played week 10 as well. And then ended up, Canyon del Oro dropped down, and they end up matching up again. Bradshaw in that upper bracket, if they get by Peoria, it doesn't matter, Peoria or Bradshaw, most likely going to face the Saguaro team in round 2, which, woof, that is definitely going to have your hands full.
Yeah, very, very good squad there, Saguaro. Number 7 Cactus hosting number 10 Dysart. And number 2, Higley, hosting number 15, St. Mary's. And then, of course, going on to Mingus's part of the bracket. They're here right now tonight at number 3, Sunrise Mountain. And then on the other side of that bracket, number 6, Catalina Foothills, hosting Cactus Shadows. Cactus Shadows, number 11.
So the winner of this game here tonight, Sunrise Mountain or Mingus, goes on to play the winner of Cactus Shadows and Catalina Foothills. Catalina Foothills obviously favored in that game. So now, here's the deal, though. Sunrise Mountain wins in the second round, which, by the way, is Thursday. Next Thursday, not Friday. Would be Thursday the 10th. In the second round, I guess you can't play on Veterans Day because maybe there are some schools that don't have school on Veterans Day, and you can't play football if you don't go to school. So that brings up an interesting point. If all 8 teams were scheduled for Friday and none of them had school and they couldn't play, would it be an 8-way tie?
You know, the tiebreaker in that scenario would be very interesting. I'm not sure how that would work.
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you, that sure puts pressure on getting through the first round.
right. If you're the one school that has school on Veterans Day, you're loving life then at that point.
Yeah, we win. that is awesome. Come on. Make school. Come on.
Exactly.
Just the football people attended. I don't understand it, but nonetheless. So it'll be interesting because the second round will be at the High Seeds home field. So if Mingus wins, they would be on the road to either Catalina Foothills or down to Tucson to Catalina Foothills or down to Cactus Shadows, which would be a repeat of a game earlier in the season. So that could be really interesting for the Mingus Marauders. If Sunrise wins, they'll host again here at home.
And, of course, you know, you love to host the playoff games, especially as you get further on. But if Mingus, if they do end up coming away with the win here and they do see Cactus Shadows, again, another one of those repeat games you saw earlier in the year on your schedule, which is always beneficial, I think, regardless of which team you are. But home field advantage is very nice, and Sunrise Mountain trying to get a win here tonight so they can have it 2 weeks in a row.
if Mingus does go on to play Cactus Shadows, that was a 13-7 win for Cactus Shadows. So that was a tight game. Other playoffs going on. Golf just happened, and the Mingus Marauders, well represented, ended up 15th in the division in overall golf, and had a few in the top 80 or so.
Yeah, no, a very, very good season for the golf team. They finished overall in the division 14. So very good out of 15, 14 with a total score of 703. But you mentioned a couple notable players here. Keegan Lamb with 161, his total score in day 1 and 2. That combines for 161. Also want to recognize Justin Tanner, with 175, his total score. Travis Nestor, 178. And then you have number 89, Tyree Kim, who has a total score of 189. So again, the overall team finishing 14th in the division, getting into that state tournament, a very successful season for the golf team.
Well, good luck also to the swim and dive team, who will be playing on Saturday. Swimming and diving on Saturday, November 5th. And that will be the Division III Swimming Championships as Mingus qualifies for the girls' 200-yard medley. Let's see. Dallin Gordon will be swimming in the boys' 200-yard freestyle. We have other representatives. Skylar Moore will be in the girls' 200 freestyle, as lots of Mingus Marauders represented. In the Heat 3 of the girls' 200-yard, Emma Warner will be representing. Gunnar Tillemans for the boys' 50-yard freestyle, as well as Fletch Fangman, property of Home Furnishings Direct, Denny Fangman, by the way. Girls' 50-yard freestyle, Zoe Arnwine will be swimming there. Riley Burke as well. In the girls' 100-yard butterfly, Zoe Arwine again. Anissa Zoria will represent Mingus. Gunnar Tillemans will represent the boys' 100-yard freestyle. The girls' 100-yard freestyle, Hannah Arwine will be there, and Riley Burke again in the boys' 500-yard freestyle. Dallin Gordon, 500 yards. Man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd make it 500 yards if I walked it.
Yeah, it's tough swimming just the length of the field or the pool one way.
I know, and then to do it competitively. 500-yard freestyle for the girls. Skylar Moore, good luck to you as she'll represent. And the boys' 200-yard freestyle relay, they will be represented, as well as the girls' 200 style relay. And quite a few more backstroke. Hannah Arwine and Anissa Zorio once again. The breaststroke for the boys. Fletch Fangman will represent again. Emma Warner for the breaststroke for the girls. And so lots of opportunities for the Mingus Marauders to put up some points out there. In the volleyball championships, we want to recognize Northern Arizona. Flagstaff still in it in the quarterfinals, as well as Prescott, ranked 2 and 3 respectfully. And those two might actually match up in the next round in the semifinals. So in the volleyball tournament, lots of things happening. But when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a quick look at last game versus these two squads. A look at the numbers. We got a few things that we've got to announce here, and we'll get on with the view and the keys to the game when we return to Peoria Sunrise Mountain after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Back here at Sunrise Mountain, very close to Vinny's number 2, the location here in Peoria, the original Vinny's, of course, in Cottonwood on the 89A bypass. I do suggest you talk to them about their Marauder special, and if you're watching Verde Valley TV, call 646-3333 and get it delivered. The Marauder special, phenomenal deal, will feed a small team available, and you get the hot wings and you get everything along with it, the garlic knots. Fantastic. And I've kind of gone into this little thing where I've gone to their chicken parmigiana sandwiches.
Well, everything I've tried there is incredible, and I'm from Peoria, okay?
Oh.
So this neck of the woods. And when I heard that they opened a Vinny's down here, told my parents, and I was really bummed that it wasn't open when I was living down here. Because once I got to Cottonwood, went to Vinny's, everybody was telling me to go there for lunch, and I did. And I was like, oh, man, now they got one in Peoria right after I leave. Too bad.
Some of the best things are small town homegrown, are they not?
Definitely.
Absolutely, as is the Mingus Marauder football team, as it is a hometown group. And I'll tell you what, I want to compliment all of the coaches this year, and being a part of the coaching squad for the season. I've seen the dedication. It starts in June, and it doesn't stop, and the hours are endless, and there really isn't enough appreciation for the amount of time and effort and care that these coaches put into the team, into the players, into the boys as not just football players, but as young men. And young men growing up and taking every opportunity to use football as an explanation of life and an example of life, and making right decisions, doing the right things for the right reasons. So congratulations to the coaching staff on just another phenomenal season, and having experienced it, I have a new real appreciation for it. I really do. And so for a team like Mingus to make the playoffs on a perpetual basis, unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And Mingus is back to the playoffs again. Okay, granted, number 14 going against number 404 in the nation, according to Max Preps. Number 3 is Peoria Sunrise in the 4A division. So an uphill battle for some, but I think Mingus has some opportunities. Any keys to the game?
Well, I think defensively, if I can start defensively, a lot of great things the Marauders did on defense last week. The number one thing I think is continue to get after the quarterback, Cord. They were after him, I believe, 10 sacks last week. They had one drive. The second drive, they had 3 sacks in a row that forced a punt, and that continued the entire game. So I think you try and continue to get pressure after Cord, and you try to make that offense, because we know he can throw the ball downfield. We know how accurate he is, the kind of strength that he has on that arm. But if you can make them as one-dimensional as possible. Veldhuizen out of the backfield, another really good receiver, but he runs the ball extremely hard and extremely effective. So I think if they can make them one-dimensional, maybe that is try and stop the run game, because even last week, flushing Cord out of the pocket, he's still able to make plays downfield. So that's going to be very hard on the defensive backs that are young for the Marauders. But you try and just keep them one-dimensional. I mean, we saw it last week, and get after the quarterback. Get after the quarterback and just play ruthless. I mean, play like this is the last game, because this could be the last game for either one of these teams.
Absolutely. At this point in the playoffs, it is one and done. Loser goes home, winner goes on, no doubt about it. So, yes, every game, every play is your last play, so to speak. Jimenez is going to be replacing Ruiz defensively out here today. Ruiz is going to just be on the offense, trying to be able to kickstart and get something else going on the offense. Couple of different things. Meyer a little bit dinged up at the end of last game. We saw him leave in the third quarter. He will be starting out here tonight. We'll see how the ankle holds up for him. Jordan Taylor played last week on the offensive and partially the defensive line with a broken hand. A fracture in the hand and a spiral fracture to the wrist. It is casted, and he will be playing here tonight, so it will be padded. And what an opportunity. Jordan Vincent teaching him how to play football with a cast. Jordan Vincent, of course, had experience in the beginning of this season doing that. So can't find a better teacher.
No, definitely not. Somebody who's done it already this season. It's tough playing with that club and not having your fingers, or just being restricted, not having the movement in your wrist is very a difficult thing to get used to. But on offense, I think Mingus, they have to control the ball. They can't turn the ball over. An early turnover last week where they had a chance to get up early, put 6 points on the board before Sunrise did. Fumbled the ball, ended up going downfield. Sunrise did in scoring, but I think control the ball, and when you're on Sunrise Mountain's side of the field, you have to try and come away with points every single time. You cannot afford to get down early in this game or far early on.
Well, the two turnovers the Mingus Marauders had, both fumbles, and one happened within the red zone of Sunrise Mountain. One happened within our own red zone. So, in fact, Mingus was very much so in this game until about 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and that's when two really quick scores where we fumbled in our own red zone, gave them the ball at the 9, they scored. Mingus had a quick 3 and out, and then a 2-minute drill, really more of a 45-second drill for Sunrise Mountain, and they scored again. So boom, 14 points up on the board really quickly. Otherwise, we would have been looking at 20-13 going into halftime. So Mingus, or 20-17, pardon me. Mingus was staying with this team in the first half. Number 2, exhaustion. Mingus needs to find a way to not be exhausted. Easier said than done.
Definitely.
No doubts about it. And we've got to not give up the big plays. Over 600 yards of offense was put up on the board by Sunrise Mountain from the line of scrimmage last week. 664 yards, most of it in the passing. In the passing, 207 on the ground, over 400 yards in the air. So a phenomenal game by Chase Cord, who, by the way, is already signed to go play on the blue field at Boise State. So legitimate, we are playing a pre-collegiate quarterback with Sunrise Mountain out here today, and he's got weapons to throw to.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, I'm going to be very curious to see the adjustments, if any, that Mingus makes on Veldhuizen, because there was a lot of times where defensively Mingus was making a stand, but they weren't giving up anything at certain points in the game downfield, especially with chasing Cord out of the pocket and just having him on the run and trying to find something positive. And so many times he found Veldhuizen underneath because they sent receivers deep downfield. Mingus had it covered downfield, and there was nowhere to throw the ball deep. And so Veldhuizen, give him credit and give Cord the credit to find that, but right underneath where it was completely cleared out. So we'll see what Mingus does, but I think there's a lot, as we've covered, a lot of positive things that Mingus can build on here from last week. As you mentioned at halftime, really, they were in a position. This was a game, and a couple injuries in the second half, and that didn't really help Mingus out either way, but should be a good one here tonight, round 2.
It'll be absolutely fantastic as we get ready for this one. The Mingus Marauders, no slouch, put up 300 yards of offense on a top-ranked team in the nation. In fact, by beating Mingus, Sunrise Mountain went 73 spots ahead on Max Preps. When you get into that top 500, that's a jump. That is a jump. Mingus dropped to the 3100s, like 3115 according to Max Prep. But interesting enough power points to stay number 14. I was all concerned about St. Mary's beating Thunderbird last week. And with that win, would they jump the Mingus Marauders and put Mingus into that precarious 15th spot where another region winner could possibly upset somebody and take that 15th spot? But Did not happen. St. Mary's ended up .018 behind the Mingus Marauders for the 14th spot.
Well, you know, it gets so close, and we talked about it last week. The final week or two of the season, you're trying to figure out how things are going to play out at the end of the season. But, you know, a loss, unfortunately, last week, Mingus doesn't like that. But you lose to a team, a number 3 team like Sunrise. It doesn't hurt you quite as much as if you lost to a 17, an 18 team. So they take that into consideration. But you talked about the success this Mingus has had this season. I mean, 5 of the 16 teams in the playoffs Mingus had on their schedule.
Yeah.
This is a team that's played physical game after physical game, and that's another one they're going to have to do here tonight is try and play and match that physicality. But Mingus playing great with the season and the schedule that they had, a tough schedule.
Well, here come the Mustangs. They moved the horse for which they would run through out here tonight as they take the field. Mingus is already on the field, looking across at their opponent. 48 minutes of football will decide who goes on, who goes home here today for 4A Division football. And Mingus is really looking for an opportunity to advance and go on in the playoffs, and certainly can do it. They have played the teams and will have the opportunity here tonight to prove it to the world. We're going to take a quick break here in the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. We'll be back right after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
This has been the Vinny's New York Chef Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 for pickup or delivery and have delicious pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza ready to go by game time. Vinny's Pizza, located at 516 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood, will return for kickoff right after this.
Back here at Sunrise Mountain here in Peoria, Arizona. We have got our captains out on the field ready for the toss as the Mingus Marauders, number 14, taking on the number 3 Sunrise Mountain Mustangs here tonight in Peoria, Arizona on KYBC AM 1696.3 FM and, of course, Verde Valley TV. Kyle Benedict and Jackie Bessler along with you out here tonight. Want to let you know that the Mingus Marauders here tonight will be starting. All of our seniors. Ruiz will not start defensively. Defensively, the Mingus Marauders will look like this. McClanahan, Galloway, and Scalf will be on the line. Tyler Kelly on the outside. Menes will replace Ruiz. Linebackers will be Nelson, Streck, and Stabrith. Colby Fanning, Jordan Huey, and Chaz Taylor will be required to try to take care of that aerial attack from Sunrise Mountain out here today.
Yeah, and real quick to run through some of the captains for the home Mustangs. Sunrise Mountain Mustangs, number 10, Chase Court, their captain. Number 40, Frank Maisano. Number 4, Zach Friedman. Number 20, Veldhusen. And number 12, Keegan Freed for the Marauders. Number 40, Trevor Galloway. Jordan Vincent, number 52. Number 18, Juan Ruiz. And number 19, Trey Meyer. Those are your captains here tonight.
Well, the Mingus Marauders will be kicking off to start the playoffs for the 2016 edition. We were talking about Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed here in the pregame report. And the first battle did not go well. Mingus fell 61-17. It was not nearly as bad as the score indicates, and they'll get another shot out here tonight. Meyer will be kicking off. Bunch formation for the Mingus Marauders. Taking a look deep is going to be, well, there's number 5, Anderson there. Can't read the other number. Mingus will boot it, and the whistle will start our playoff game as a flag goes off, and that might be a offsides infraction. That's about the only thing you can have a flag on for kickoff, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of flags, last week, Sunrise Mountain got in. I mean, penalties was an issue for Sunrise Mountain last week. Didn't really affect them in terms of putting points on the board, but that is definitely something as a coach you want to try and get a hold of. You never like to see those penalties like that.
116 yards of penalties last week for the Sunrise Mountain squad, and I think they had 11 penalties to do it in. So they were rather consistent and efficient in their penalties being above the 10-yard variety. Well, Mingus will back it off 5 and kick off from the 35, and that unfortunately gives Sunrise a better opportunity of a return. It's going to come to the near side. It'll be taken. Number 2 will take it around and hand it off to Anderson, who cuts it up through the middle and then slides down, loses his footing at the 43. Mingus had him pretty much contained, but a flag on the play, and we'll see if where that one's going to go. They're going to move the flag up to about the 33-yard line, and we'll see if that helps or hinders Sunrise Mountain in their kickoff or return field position.
Looks like it's going to be holding on the Mustangs as number 2, Trace Hay, is the one who received that kickoff, and then just with a quick toss to number 5, Jay Anderson, and then he slipped, and that's what brought him down, but that flag is against the Mustangs holding.
E.J. Sua on the line, Thomas Long, Jake Wagner, Hunter Jarek, and Jalen Luton will make up the offensive line with the job of protecting Cord out here today and trying to make room for the pesky Garrett Veldhusen, who has had 6 100-yard games this season. He's got 924 yards on the season. Empty backfield to start this game as the Sunrise Mountain squad looks to take the snap at their own 32. They hand it off. Anderson, jet sweep around the outside, looking for room. Will get contained, but he'll have a decent gain of about 4. Mingus able to contain it on the far side of the field.
It's another thing, the Marauders on defense going to have to try and get through the downfield blocking, or at least the blocking on the outside. Last week, the Mustangs receivers were doing a great job downfield and outside, just creating holes and creating blocks for their running backs. That one right there was Jay Anderson, and the Marauders try and stretch it to the sideline.
Veldhusen in the backfield for 2nd and 6. Peoria Sunrise Mountain at their own 28-yard line. And there's the snap. They fake one handoff, and they hand it off to Veldhusen, who drives forward, keeps the legs rolling, and it'll bring up 3rd and short. He didn't get to the first down. He'll be at about the 34-yard line. And Hardy with the tackle, and we'll see, is that a first down or not? They're going to take a look at it. That was closer than I thought. No, 3rd and 1 seems to be the call on the field.
Fake the jet sweep and then give the dive to Veldhusen, and as you mentioned, just short of the first down.
In the shotgun again is Cord, and he sends a man in motion, and it's set up for a possible run play. Lead blocker Veldhusen breaks through, gets into the secondary, and out to about the 44-yard line. So 9 yards, he needed 1, got 9.
He ran right through Streck on the right side of that line, picked up the first down and more than he needed. Veldhuizen, who just runs the ball very, very hard, and he's very shifty. And I think at the beginning of this drive, you called him pesky, shifty. He's all of that stuff at once. So Mingus Marauders, once they get a hand on him, they're going to have to try and really make that when they bring him down.
You ever try chasing a chicken in the coop? All right, man in motion, set up for another possible run play. Quarterback steps back, he's gonna throw, gets pressure, throws across, it is complete as they get an ankle and take him down at about the 32-yard line. Number 18 on the reception, but a flag in the backfield. And it may be going against Mingus. And I wonder if it's gonna be a late hit on the quarterback. Mingus had an opportunity to get to the quarterback, and he released it just ahead of it. So we'll see. Yep, that's going to be roughing the quarterback, which will add 15 to the play for the squad from Sunrise Mountain.
Angel Ruiz, number 18, as we have two Ruiz, both number 18, one for Sunrise Mountain, Angel Ruiz, and of course Juan Ruiz. But Angel Ruiz on that reception, he had a step on Stabriff and was able to break through a tackle and then picked up the first down easy. And then the penalty with the Marauders continues to move the ball forward towards the goal line, and now the Mustangs are inside the 30-yard line, the 20-yard line.
Just inside the red zone at about the Mingus Marauder 19, man in motion. They set him up to possibly block. They hand off. Veldhuizen looking for a hole, and looks like Ruiz may have gotten no, that was Nelson that got a hold of the ankle and wouldn't let go.
And that's what we were talking about right there. Once you get a hold of Veldhuizen, you have to bring him down that first opportunity, and Nelson right there, nice job. Tackled him low and just held on until he came to the ground.
3 runs so far, 4 runs and a pass, and Sunrise Mountain down to about the Mingus Marauder 14-yard line. 2nd and 6, just underway, no score yet here in the first quarter. 9:06 on the clock. Cord brings a man in, looks like to possibly block. Cord is looking to throw. He is hit and he's brought down. The Mingus Marauders do get to him. Tyler Kelly and Nelson combine on the sack, and a loss of about 7 on the play.
That's what we were talking about. Cord looking downfield, play action, sits in the pocket. He wants to throw the ball downfield, but again, holds it too long. Nice coverage downfield. And then you have Nelson and Kelly in there to make the sack. Another one for the Marauders here, and that's what they're going to have to do. Just be pesky, get after Cord, and either force him out of the pocket or force him to pull the ball down and take the sack.
Correct myself, 10 yards on the sack. 3rd and about 15 now. The ball at the 23-yard line. Cord takes the snap, looking for somewhere to go. Mingus gets to him and drops him again. Streck and Nelson this time. And a second sack in a row brings up 4th and long, and probably another 8 yards on the sack.
Nelson off the edge was there first, and he just wrapped him up and kind of swung around Cord and brought him to the ground. Nice job, untouched off the edge is Alex Nelson for back-to-back sacks for the Marauders.
Well, 4th down, and at the Mingus Marauder 31-yard line, Sunrise Mountain looks like they're going to go for it. And I got to agree with this call. What's the point of punting at this particular point? So 4th and long, Mingus trying to make a stop, and a big hit, and that is going to be a penalty on McClanahan, who comes flying through as he jumped off sides and did not stop. And that is going to be a huge penalty against the Mingus Marauders as he hit Chase Cord and then took him to the ground.
Yeah, on 4th and long, that is not something you want to do right there, but he ended up jumping, and once he was on the other side of that line, just kept going for it, and he kept going until he brought Cord to the ground very, very late.
Now we're going to have to wait on the call out here. Obviously, it's going to be an offsides and a personal foul. I'm going to guess that Sunrise Mountain's going to take the personal foul. And that is going to put the ball at the Mingus Marauder 13-yard line and bring up a 4th and about 5 or 6 now. Yep, 4th and 5 is the call with the ball at the 13-yard line. And what I'm happy about is there was no ejection on the play.
Yeah, I mean, that's always good when you're not ejected. But there, I mean, Mingus has them. It was a 4th and long. They were too far to really kick a field goal, and they lined up for it. They lined it up here again, 4th and 6 to go for it again.
Cord puts a man in motion and draws the Mingus Marauders off sides again, and that might be close to a first down. So the penalties going against the Mingus Marauders now 3 for 35 just on this drive. 7:06 left to go in the first quarter. And it will be enough for a first down. So a huge turn of events penalty-wise against the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, you can't do that early on in the game here. I mean, the defense is doing a nice job there. They're getting after the quarterback. 2 sacks in a row leaves you with a 4th and long. A penalty brings it 4th and 6, and then another penalty now gives them a first down within striking distance.
Nobody in motion this time, and a pitch going out to Veldhuizen, who tries to cut it inside. He does, down to the goal line and in for the touchdown. A 9-yard run for the touchdown, and Sunrise Mountain is on the scoreboard, but a flag is down at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, it came in really, really late. Veldhuizen was already well in the end zone by the time that flag came in, but it was just a pitch to the outside, and he was trying to get to the outside, but his receiver just gave him the opportunity to cut up underneath it, and once he cut up underneath, he just kept cutting back inside. By the time he crossed the goal line, he was in there for a touchdown, and then the flag came in, as we mentioned, late.
Well, they're going to set the ball, and the penalty is declined. There's penalties on both teams this time, and I believe I saw the unsportsmanlike call, and penalties on both teams, which would be offsetting. So Sunrise Mountain going for the extra point out here. Nash trying to put his squad up by 7. There's the snap, there's the hold. It is up and it is good. Sunrise Mountain leading the Mingus Marauders here for round 1 of the playoffs. 6:38 first quarter. We're back after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
Mingus getting ready for the return here. 2 penalties on 4th and long. Give the Sunrise Mustangs another life in the Mingus Marauder red zone. They turn it into 7. Nash with the kickoff. It is deep. It is true. It is in the end zone, and Mingus will have to take it at the 20.
Well, we get to see the Marauders offense here for the first time, as they were driving the ball early on their first drive last week, and they got into the red zone. We'll see if they'll be able to capitalize on here if they can move the ball. But the Marauders, you touched on it, Jackie, they were doing some really good things on offense last week. They continued to run the ball. We had Growth, who went over 1,000 rushing yards on the season with last week's performance. He comes into tonight with 1,098 yards, averaging 102 yards on the ground a game, 9.4 a carry, 6 games with over 100 yards rushing. So the Mingus Marauders' success on the ground, 233 rushing yards with a touchdown, and they're just going to kind of build on that and try and get Growth working here again tonight.
Different formation for the Mingus Marauders as they hand off, and no, it is Myers keeping the ball as he will wander his way and weave for about 6 yards. Mingus set up a little different out here tonight. Looks like Scalf is at left tackle, Jordan Taylor casted at left guard, Jordan Vincent at center, Charles Hardy at right guard, Carter Scott at right tackle, and Mingus has Galloway at a tight end position out there today. Mingus looking to draw the Mustangs off for a 2nd and 4 with the ball at the Mingus Marauder 26-yard line. Myers checks the wrist. Looks at the play again. Resets the boys, man in motion. There's the handoff, and the whistles and flag will stop this play. And a delay of game against the Mingus Marauders.
Delay of game's going to back him up. That's not a good way to get this drive going. But Meyer, with keeping the ball there on the play before, he did that quite a few times last week. He was doing a really, really nice job before he was injured and had to be pulled from this game, but a very nice job of reading the defense. And when most of the time when he decided to hold the ball and keep it himself, he had he had a lot of success on the outside. A very nice job running the ball last week.
2nd and 8, handed off, caught in the middle, winding his way, actually spinning off of a tackle for about 3 is Growth out of the backfield. He was caught, met immediately in the backfield, and was able to spin off a tackle to bring up a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 5 from the Mingus Marauder 25-yard line.
Big 3rd down here for the Marauders. They need to try and get this first down and just keep this drive going. And they got Meyer back there, and we'll see if they're able to pick up a first down here on 3rd and about 5 or 6.
Different look. The Mingus Marauders have 2 receivers to the left and 1 receiver to the right. Ruiz spreads out way far. Growth in the backfield. And Myers takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws downfield and has a man thrown into coverage, but the dart hits its mark. And the Mingus Marauders able to pick up a first down. Galloway with his first reception of the year.
Need a pickup on 3rd down. Give it to your big target. Nice throw and nice find by Meyer in traffic, as you mentioned. Galloway just in the middle of the field comes out of his stance, and he just sits there enough for the first down. The key on that was knowing where the first down mark was and getting just beyond that, so when you receive the ball, you have a first down already, and that's what Galloway does. Big first down for the Marauders.
Mingus moves the chains. Now they're throwing up top, and it looks, had an opportunity, but he didn't see it as Tyler Kelly's going downfield. The ball was up, and I don't think he ever saw the ball. If he was able to locate the ball and come back to it, might have been a huge gain for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, he had a couple steps on number 8, Eric Doe there, but I think it was just behind him a little too much and maybe towards his outside as he was looking inside. And like you said, didn't even really look like he saw the ball, but he did have a couple steps on the defensive back, which is a good sign there for the Marauders that they're able to get behind the defense there and get a couple steps on him.
9 men in the box for Sunrise Mountain, and Mingus hands off. Growth forward, lunges for about 5. A great gain on first down.
Nice job by Growth just getting up to the line, and nothing was working in the first place he wanted to go, so he decided to kind of just follow the wall that was created there with the line and ended up picking up a nice gain for 4 or 5 yards.
That puts him over 1,100 yards on the season, which puts him still above an average of 100 yards per game, including Game 11 playoff round 1. Mingus trailing 7-0, and Mingus will second back, give it to Ruiz, and Ruiz will go the opposite direction, misdirection, and he'll pick up 2 as it was covered well by Sunrise.
It really was that misdirection, and we've seen it fool a lot of teams this season. Sunrise Mountain just stays home with all that movement in the backfield. They hold their ground. By the time Ruiz gets it, he tries to get enough for the first down. But again, running hard for Ruiz, as we saw it last week again. Just Ruiz running the ball hard all season.
Okay, it shows 4th and 3 for the Mingus Marauders at the 47-yard line. Mingus looks like they're going to go for it. They pitch to the outside. Here comes the pressure. Ruiz picks up the first down and gets to the Sunrise Mountain side of the field. He needed 3, and he picked up 8. And Mingus will have the ball at the Sunrise Mountain 49-yard line. 4th and 3. Mingus on their own side of the field rolls the dice and gets it to pay off.
Yeah, that's a huge conversion there for the Marauders as you're sitting, let's see, you give basically the ball to Sunrise if you don't come up with that 4th down on your side of the field. But a nice job by Ruiz getting to the outside. A couple nice blocks on the outside as well. He beats the defense. He's able to get around the edge and pick up the first down.
Clock management so far for the Mingus Marauders. 3:28 left to go in the first quarter. Mingus trailing 7-0. Galloway at a tight end position switches sides to the near side, and then we have a delay of game again against the Mingus Marauders.
Let's do this drive here as back-to-back delays a game. You're starting to move a little bit. You pick up that 4th down, and you're on their side of the 50-yard line. This brings you back a little bit, but We'll see if they can kind of turn this into positive yardage again. But you got to think, as you mentioned, clock management. If Mingus can just control the ball, and if they can capitalize on this drive, get the ball moving, come away with some points, and eat up a bunch of clock, that would be the perfect scenario here for the Marauders.
Mingus puts a man in motion, and it looks like, well, kind of a broken play, and trying to cover up the ball is Meyer. Wanted to pitch it, had nowhere to pitch it, and then tried to just go forward, and he'll end up losing a yard on the play. So second down and probably 17. Actually, a loss of 2. It'll be second and 17. The ball now back on the Mingus Marauder side of the field at their own 44.
Yeah, he had Staberf out there looking to pitch to him. I'm not exactly sure if the pitch wasn't there or if Myers thought he had a lane and decided to keep it himself. But either way, he doesn't really pick up anything, and now we got a second and long, excuse me.
And a timeout called by the Mingus Marauders. And they're going to take a quick little break as they had quite a few people moving around trying to get into position for the play. We'll take a quick break with them, and we'll be right back to Sunrise Mountain.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
So far here at Sunrise Mountain, the Mingus Marauders, 5 penalties, 45 yards, 3 delay of games, and 2 personal fouls. But they only trail 7-0 with 2:42 left to go in the first quarter. Second and 17 if you're just joining us. The ball at the 44-yard line. Traditional formation for the Mingus Marauders. There's the snap. Myers looking to throw. Throws downfield, and it is tipped away at the last moment. Intended target out there, Tyler Kelly.
Tyler Kelly looked like he was open for a little bit. The ball was thrown, and then you had a nice break by the defender, the corner out there, just to break and come up underneath and deflect. It looks like he got a little bit of that ball just to deflect it and keep it from being completed. And that was number 4, Zach Friedman, there on the play again. A nice break. Once Meyer threw that ball, he made his break and was able to get a hand on it.
Third and 17 are the Marauders in a quick pass to the outside. Tyler Kelly one-on-one, breaks one tackle, he's down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown! The quick pass and a broken tackle turns into a 56-yard touchdown reception.
Just quick on the bubble screen, he just steps back from where he's standing once the ball is snapped. A nice ball delivered by Meyer, and then Kelly breaks a tackle down the sidelines, and the rest is all him winning the foot race. He looked like he was going to get caught from behind once, maybe twice, but he was able to outrun all the defenders and puts Mingus on the board right now. They're down by 1 waiting for that extra point, but nice job by the Marauders. That drive took up a ton of time as well.
Mingus had one blocked last week. This one off of the pole and no good. Sunrise Mountain was in the backfield coming hard, and Myers nailed the yellow pole. It might be bent, and that is going to leave Mingus 1 point shy. 2:25 first quarter, Mingus trailing 7-6. We're back after this.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Now the Mingus Marauders will kick off, trailing 7-6. Myers puts a boot in it, and it'll come down to about the 5-yard line. They will hand it off to Anderson. Anderson looking for some room to run as he breaks through somehow and is able to get down and bouncing off of Mingus Marauders. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's at the 20. Huey's got a shot and to the end zone. Waiting for the call, and he is good. A touchdown return for the touchdown out there, as it goes down to the 5-yard line, and then a handoff going the opposite direction to Anderson, who is dangerous in the open field. But a flag at the 39-yard line may save the Mingus Marauders special teams coach, which I think is Coach Young.
Yeah, it looks like this one is coming back. Jay Anderson, he was able to break quite a few tackles, a few missed tackles for the Marauders, a couple just forearm shots trying to knock him off balance instead of wrapping up, and he was able to break it for a touchdown, but it's going to come back.
We saw this last game. It took a little while for the scoring to begin, and then it was like a busted pipe in the winter. And it just points spewed all over the board. So the penalty will put the ball just short of the 50-yard line. So a 10-yard penalty, second penalty against Sunrise Mountain. They've got 2 for 20 out here today. Chase Cord, who is 1 for 1, but he's been sacked twice. And Mingus kept the last drive alive with penalties. He now has two men in the backfield with him. Different formation out here for Sunrise Mountain. There's the snap. They're looking to block. Cord is looking to throw downfield, and he goes downfield. The ball is up, and it is dropped in and out of the hands, and then comes in the late flag. Colby Fanning on the coverage, and we'll wait and see what the call is here.
So going deep right after that penalty cancels out the kick return for a touchdown, but he had Fanning on the coverage underneath, and then he also had number 15 for the Marauders back there as well, Chaz Taylor. They were able to disrupt the pass, but the flag comes in right when the play ends.
Assuming a pass interference are the Sunrise Mountain squad, and they are correct. A pass interference call should put the ball somewhere around the Mingus Marauder 35-yard line. And so far, the Mingus Marauders have more penalty yards than Sunrise Mountain has offensive yards. So the ball will now sit at the 35-yard line. Mingus, 6 penalties, 60 yards. And we will do it again, 1st and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 35-yard line. Same setup. It's like they're bringing in 2 extra blockers to give Cord an opportunity to throw the ball. Mingus on man-to-man coverage. Cord has time, throws the ball up underneath, goes out to 21. Colby Fanning knocks him out of bounds, but the reception is good for a first down out there to Zach Pells.
Yeah, and that's what happens whenever Cord has time to throw the ball, and as you mentioned, 2 backs there to protect him. They both pick up a block, and he's just standing back there waiting for his receiver to make his break, and once Pells does, he delivers a strike.
Cord back again, looking for somewhere to go. Now drops it, can't find anybody open, throws to the near sideline. If that is a catch, it would be unbelievable. It is not, but a phenomenal effort diving for the ball is number 2 out there, and that is Trace Hay. So that is the first incomplete pass of the game for Cord. He's 2 for 3. 2nd and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 25-yard line.
Good coverage downfield for the Marauders as Cord had a ton of time, and he was just surveying downfield looking for something, and he was back there for a long time before he was really just kind of forced to throw the ball and make his receiver come back incomplete.
Thought about running it and didn't. Here comes the pressure again, thrown across the middle, and this time cannot match up with his receiver, and a flag in the backfield again. That makes 10 flags, and this one will go against Sunrise Mountain.
Well, that'll back them up right there, holding on the Mustangs, I believe, and it looked like the receiver was looking to get something, and it's going to back the Mustangs up.
That actually works out to be a 15-yard penalty because the hold was 5 yards in the backfield. So 2nd and 25. Now empty backfield out here for Cord. And we've had as many penalties as we've had offensive plays.
Unbelievable.
Cord takes the snap, looking downfield. He's getting pressured, has to dip out, throws to the near side. Wide open receiver, number 13, looking to cut it back inside. He does. He's got a first down and more to the end zone. Touchdown. Found himself just open in the flat by himself, and then a great job with a single block downfield to weave his way for the touchdown.
This is a nice play by Cord, as he looked like he was going to run the ball up the middle and then decided to step back. And it looks like he saw number 13, Alexander Giannoli, there at the last second in the flat. And once he completed that pass, number 13 was just cut it back inside and weaved in and out of Marauders and found his way to the end zone for another touchdown here for the Sunrise Mountain Mustangs.
45 yards on the touchdown. The extra point is up and good. 14-6 with 1:29 left to go. It's been big plays the whole way so far with 20 points on the scoreboard. Round one of the playoffs here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain. We'll return to live action after this.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Kickoff to the Mingus Marauders, taken by Tyler Kelly. He's going to try the near side. Tackled, breaks away, and then consumed at about the 11-yard line. Tried to go across the grain, and Mingus will take over at about the 11 or 12-yard line. Long field for the Marauders.
Back to that touchdown, that was Keegan Freed there who had that touchdown reception and caught the ball in the flat and then did the rest with his feet for a touchdown there.
Chase Cord ties a record with that touchdown pass.
Yeah, state record tied for most career touchdown passes with 130 is the tie for that record. So he's looking for one more touchdown pass, and he has the state record for career touchdown passes.
Well, here come the Marauders at the 12-yard line. Traditional setup with a tight end, and Mingus will hand it off up the middle, and Groth will get the clock started. And he'll pick up about 3 on the carry.
Groth trying to get something happening here. Mingus Marauders want to score back-to-back drives. They had the bubble to Tyler Kelly just the drive before, and he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then was gone down the sidelines. Put Mingus up on the board, 14-6 right now, under a minute.
Mingus with the ball, and a quarterback keeper will scamper off the left side and make it close to a first down. You got a better angle. Does he have it?
It's going to be close. I believe he does have it as they, let's see, going to bring up actually 3rd and 1. They called him just short. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. The clock at about 30 seconds here in the first quarter.
Mingus hanging tough in the first round of the playoffs. As the first quarter coming close to a close, Mingus with a 3rd and 1 has time for one more play, and Mingus will run it. Quarterback keeper on the far side, and it's going to be close. Did he get to it? As Myers pulled the ball and then went off the left-hand side, and it's going to depend on the spot. The ball is at the 32-yard line, and it might be close enough for a measurement as we come to a close here at the end of the first half. They're going to probably measure that. We're going to keep it here for just a moment and figure out if they're going to call a first down or not. No, they are going to bring out the chains to measure. This is an important measurement.
It really is. I mean, you had a 3rd and 1. Mingus trying to still end the first quarter with the ball in their hands as the chains come out here, and it looks like he's going to be just short and bring up a 4th down.
We're going to take a break. The end of the first quarter. The Cottonwood Parks and Recreation scoreboard shows Sunrise Mountain on top 14-6. 4th and inches for the Marauders when they come back from their own 22. We'll be back after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
4th and inches, a huge decision. Mingus already went for a 4th and short on their side of the field, but that was about the 44-yard line. Mingus now at the 22-yard line, showing like they are going to go for it on 4th and inches are the Mingus Marauders. There's the snap, and there is the run up the middle. A good push, should have the first down, and Jason probably enjoyed those yards more than any other so far this season. Needed inches and got 2.
Man, just a great effort there by Growth just to keep the feet moving. I mean, at first he was stopped short and then got a nice push from the offensive line, and he was able to just keep those feet moving, pick up just enough for the first down.
If you don't block, you can at least push, right?
Yeah.
Love it, absolutely. Mingus in a different formation using Trevor Galloway as a tight end, an extra blocker out there, and Mingus will run the ball and caught at close to the line of scrimmage, but falling forward to the 30 is going to be Growth out of the backfield again. And Growth now has 5 carries so far. Hasn't broke one yet. He's got 5 carries for 15 yards. Last week down here on this field, he had a 61-yard breakaway when Sunrise Mountain looked like they had 14 guys in the box defensively. Got through all of them and then just out-raced everybody to the end zone.
Oh yeah, he was flying down the line for that touchdown. And that came at a crucial point for the Marauders, and that was just nice.
Myers looking to throw downfield. He's got pressure, releases and gets the ball out to the near side. He's hit as he throws, and they did have a receiver generally in the area, and that was Pollock Turbo was generally in the area, but 3rd and 6 now for the Mingus Marauders as the ball is at the 30-yard line.
Nice job by Meyer there, feeling the pressure and didn't panic. He just stood in there, knew he was going to get hit, and he released the ball just in the area where there was a receiver so that he was not called for intentional grounding there.
Mingus puts a man in motion and hands off, and going up the middle is the Mingus Marauders as the pile happens right at the 31-yard line, and so Jason Growth picks up 1. Mingus doesn't get the push that they're looking for, and now a 4th and 5 from their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, this is a little bit more challenging here than the 4th down that they just converted a couple plays ago with the 4th and 1, and Growth was able to pick up that one, but it looks like Mingus is going to punt here on this 4th and 5.
Meyer back in a punting position. He'll get the punt off. It'll be near the sideline and out of bounds. He'll go out of bounds right at about the 34-yard line, 35-yard line. I don't think there was any intention to give Anderson an opportunity with a football and an open field.
No, he of course ran the last kick return off for a touchdown and got called back because of a holding penalty on the Mustangs, and it looked like that one just went straight out of bounds. Meyer and the punt team didn't want anything to do with Anderson.
Chase Cord comes back on the field. He's 3 for 4 and a touchdown. He's got 81 passing yards. Over 2,100 passing yards coming into this game with 30 touchdown passes, and he will start this series from his own 35-yard line. He'll go empty backfield, and nobody back in the backfield with him. Here's the snap, and they will hand off. They give it to Anderson, trying the jet sweep to the far side. Shimmies through 1 tackle, and then is finally brought down out there as I believe it was Was it Nelson or Taylor that got him?
Chaz Taylor there on the tackle. Nice job just to read that. They actually give the Jets sweep. They faked it a couple times here, decided to give it to them, pick up a good, decent yardage there for first down, and then a nice tackle.
Well, Anderson didn't get to run the punt back, so they called his number the first play. He was probably whining, you know?
Yeah.
I would, right? I didn't get to run the ball, Coach. Give me a shot. One man in the backfield, Veldhuizen back there for Sunrise Mountain. They put a man in motion. They fake and they hand off to Veldhuizen, which was played absolutely perfectly as McClanahan and Streck hit him for a loss. That might be one of the few tackles for a loss against a running back we've seen against Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah, that was just great pressure and good penetration there by McClanahan and Streck as we got a timeout on the field.
Sunrise Mountain didn't like that. They're going to talk about it. We'll take a break with them. We'll be back after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Sunrise Mountain, the Mustangs leading the Marauders 14-6. What else is going on?
Well, right now, Bradshaw taking on Peoria. Peoria has a 3-0 lead over Bradshaw right now. Cactus Shadows at Catalina Foothills, tied in the first at 7.
Bunch formation, empty backfield. Bunch formation to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. 3rd and 6, there's the snap, they fake. Chase Cord's gonna keep it himself. He's around the corner, he's past the 50 and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. They're saying stepped out at the 45-yard line, so he'll pick up 16 on the planned quarterback keeper.
That looked very similar to his touchdown that he had. I believe it was Sunrise's second touchdown last week where Cord kept it himself and ran down that same left sideline for a touchdown, but this one he was forced to step out of bounds.
So a well-timed timeout for Sunrise Mountain, as obviously they saw something they wanted to take advantage of. And they will set up a different formation. 2 backs in the backfield now for Chase Cord. Obviously, either for protection throwing the ball or it gives him options running the ball. There's the snap, and he does hand it off, and going down, slipping in the paint. The Mustang paint is Drake Flores, and Flores, who had a touchdown run against the Mingus Marauders, starts this game with a loss of 3.
Yeah, just lost his footing there, slipped, and then you had a couple of Marauders walking towards him and saying, you were trying to cut back inside because we were right there, and that's what made him slip. But that's going to bring up a 2nd down and long for the Mustangs.
The emblem for Sunrise Mountain painted on the middle of the field. The ball at the Mingus Marauder 47-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. It is 2nd and 12. Cord looking to throw. He'll throw out of the backfield to Flores. Flores makes one man miss and into a flurry of white, but he'll pick up the first down. The bubble screen out of the backfield works for Sunrise Mountain. They needed 12, they got 13.
Nice move by Flores too after he caught that pass. Just a quick little juke move and was able to get past Kelly, but they sent him in motion from left to right, and then just a quick pass to him on the right side. And that was Stabriff, I believe, on that tackle, so on the missed tackle, but Flores picking up the first down with a couple nice moves.
2 backs in the backfield once again gives him the same opportunity as Cord. The 1st and 10 moves the chains at the Mingus Marauder 35-yard line. They'll put it on the ground, and Flores will get caught up and driven back. He'll gain about 1 with forward progress.
Go back to him again. He had the nice pickup on the outside. He goes up the middle here in this one, and Mustangs were all over, the Marauders were all over it. Both start with an M. That gets kind of tricky there a little bit.
An M&M Bowl,
An M&M Bowl.
There we go. Well, it's just past Halloween, right? 14-6 our score. 2nd quarter action. 7:30 left to go in the first half. The Mustangs with the ball at the Mingus Marauder 34-yard line. 2nd and 9. Cord looking to throw. Throws across the middle. He's got a man downfield. Racing to the sideline. He's got some blockers. And Anderson fights his way into the end zone with a stiff arm to the face mask. And will get in for the touchdown. And that might be a state record.
Yeah, and it's, I believe, is going to be a state record as he passes 131 throwing touchdowns in his career, as they just have trips to the left side and they hit Anderson across the middle, and makes a nice move with a stiff arm to the face mask and then spins his way in for a touchdown. 20-6 right now with 7:12 left in the second quarter.
Extra point ensuing here for Nash, and they want a different ball. They want different people. No, they want a different people. They wanted additional people. Short on the field. Don't you hate that? Oh, wait. Am I in, Coach? Oh, extra point. Okay, I'm sorry. I went to go get water. Hay will hold. Nash will kick, and it is up and good. 21-6, round 1 of the 4A state playoffs. The home squad from Sunrise Mountain leading the Mingus Marauders 21-6, and we'll be back after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Back here in Peoria, Arizona, the Mingus Marauders looking to receive the ball. We got Tyler Kelly back, and Chaz Taylor. It's going to go toward Kelly. Kelly isn't going to be able to get to it. It'll go into the end zone for the touchback. So Mingus will get the ball at the 20. And Kyle, an important drive for the Mingus Marauders.
It really is. I mean, if they can, as we mentioned in pregame, can't afford to get down by too much here, especially in the first half. But we've seen they can score very quick. They've moved the ball already so far tonight. Going to look to do that again and put some points on the board. 21-6 right now. They missed the extra point after that first touchdown. So looking to drive down the field, go the length of the field almost here for the Marauders. But a quick update, Jackie. Cactus Shadows and Catalina Foothills in the second, knotted up at 14.
And how is that Bradshaw game with Peoria? Is that still 3-0?
Still 3-0 is what we have right now.
Here come the Marauders, double tight formation, one man in the motion, and Myers is going to get wrapped up and sacked as he is sacked deep. Number 23 getting to him first, and Myers turned around to try to throw the ball, and I think his receiver got held at the line of scrimmage, blocked, if you will, and that's going to take the ball back to about the 12-yard line, an 8-yard sack.
There is a flag on the field right now. It looks like it's going to be holding against Mingus.
So it'll be an interesting call whether or not they want the hold and Mingus gets another down, or they want the 8-yard sack, and it'll bring up 2nd and 18, and I have a feeling they may decline it.
Yeah, you know, that's a big sack right there by number 23, Jay Fuller, linebacker, as he gets back there and has a really nice sack there, but you got to think they will decline this, and it looks like they do.
Double tight formation. I think Myers, the way he came out of the snap, expected that he was going to have a receiver on the near side, and there wasn't one available, and so that becomes disheartening.
Well, that's why it's so huge, just to kind of jam up your receiver at the line of scrimmage, just disrupt those timings, especially if it's a quick pass. Any disruption of the timing really messes up with the play.
Here comes the snap. Myers looking to throw, throws across, and off the fingertips of Ruiz. May have gotten a tip on it, was one of the linebackers from Sunrise Mountain.
Bobby Ramirez, it was just a nice job. He was in great position in the hip pocket, and once that ball was thrown, he had one hand on the back of the receiver and then just reached across with the other one and was able to disrupt that pass. Good coverage.
Link comes out, Pollock still in there for the Mingus Marauders. 3rd and 18 from their own 12-yard line. Just under 7 minutes left to go. Play clock now down at 8 and moving quickly. Mingus puts a man in motion. They hand it off, and Groth is hit immediately by number 40, who comes in like a ton of bricks, making the tackle, and that's Messiono.
It's a beautiful play. Number 40, one of their captains. He just came through and absolutely blew up that play. And Mingus now facing a 4th and 20, backed up within their 20-yard line.
Sunrise Mountain brought everything, including the kitchen sink on that play. Anderson's back on the Mingus Marauder side of the field, awaiting the Myers punt. Low snap. Myers gets it off, comes to the near side, takes a bounce, and will cross the 50, the 45, and Anderson will pick it up. There's a block, and he'll try the outside. Oh, what a huge block as Anderson goes down the sideline and could go all the way. He's tackled at about the 9-yard line. And
they ended up throwing a flag back where that block was. Sorry there, Jackie.
That was an absolute example of a blindside block that is a penalty this year when the person is unable to see the block coming. And the Mingus Marauders should have this one backed up. Pollock is nailed absolutely without mercy, led really high.
Yeah.
With that particular hit, and the flag is on the Sunrise Mountain 44-yard line, and very glad to see that Pollock is up and walked off the field. Took a heck of a hit. That shows tough when you get hit like that and get back up.
It really does. I mean, you could hear some fans from the Mustang side weren't too happy with that call, but as you look at the replay that was showed just a little while ago, Pollock did not see that one coming at all, and that's what they're focusing on this year here in Arizona specifically, is they're trying to protect these players, and if they don't see it coming and it's a big hit, especially as you mentioned, that was a very high hit, they're going to call it, and they do so there.
So the ball sits on the 30-yard line for Sunrise Mountain. They got 6:03 left to go in the second quarter, leading 21-6. Mingus has got to be thinking turnover at this particular point. Jimenez drops back as he'll play the safety position out there. Cord with one back in the backfield. There's the snap. Cord coming to the near side, looking to throw. He has a man. He's got Anderson to the outside. Chase Taylor tackles him by the ankles, and he's down at about the 40-yard line. The near line judge says first down.
Beautiful tackle there by Taylor, just preventing Anderson, who it looked like he thought he had nothing but sideline there once he got around the corner, but just a quick pass in the flat to Anderson, and he was trying to get around Chaz Taylor, and Chaz Taylor leaves his feet, and just beautiful tackle on the sideline to prevent a huge gain, and just a nice play there by Chaz Taylor. Anderson
hunts those sidelines, doesn't he? He gets somewhere and then finds a sideline quickly and just goes right down and seems to expand it. Handoff, Veldhusen pops through, has a man miss, coming to the near side. Taylor's got him from behind, trying to strip, and he's down to the 25-yard line.
Tyler Kelly chasing him from behind, just a great tackle. Chasing, not giving up on the play, but Veldhusen got through the line. A big hole there created by the Mustangs offensive line. Once he got through there, he bounced it to the outside and was trying to get to the sideline just to break it away, but Tyler Kelly did a nice job. He wasn't even in that play and came flying up to catch him from behind.
Mingus in desperate need of a turnover at this point. Driving are the Mustangs again at the Mingus Marauder 25-yard line. Veldhusen in the backfield to the right of Chase Cord, who now holds the state record for touchdown passes. He fakes one handoff, throws deep into the corner, and caught for a touchdown. And that is Freed with the touchdown. The fade to the corner for 25 yards is good for the TD.
What a beautiful pass there by Cord as they were just going to Freed, who was running it just a corner, and once he got there, the ball not really thrown in stride, but it was put in a perfect place where only Freed could come down with it, and he did beautifully for a pass, and it was just a very, very nice ball and a nice concentration there, as it wasn't horrible defense downfield. It was just a beautiful placed ball.
Extra point is up and good. Kelly coming hard, can't quite get to it off the fingertips. 4:47. Mingus has found themselves in a hole, 28-6. We're back after this.
you'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
Well, Mingus will get the ball back, trying to cut the lead in half in the first half. 4:47, Jackie Bessler, Kyle Benedict along with you, and there is a kickoff line drive knuckleball. Will line up in Tyler Kelly's hands, who finds a seam in the middle and scampers across about the 25 to the 26-yard line, patiently waiting for that hold to develop.
Yeah, just trying to wait. Nice tackle there by number 6 for the Mustangs. We got an update. Bradshaw Peoria in the second quarter. Number 8 Peoria, the home team, leading 10-3 over number 9 Bradshaw.
That one's close. Catalina Foothills and Cactus Shadows is pretty much knotted up as well.
Yep, 14-14.
Winner of this game goes on to meet Cactus Shadows or Catalina Foothills. And right now, the Mingus Marauders need to get something going to make sure that it's them. Galloway spread out, 2 receivers on the far side. Mingus pitches the ball. Here comes Stabreth around the corner. As he's past a first down, tries to cut inside and then goes down at about the 40-yard line. And I think he tackled himself.
Looks like he was trying to cut back in, but his cleat got stuck in the grass. But in the backfield, there's a flag down on the play.
A hold against the Mingus Marauders, the 7th penalty of the first half against the Mingus Marauders. Sunrise Mountain has 4. So 11 penalties accepted in this game. We've seen more flags than that. I think that's probably the 14th penalty. So the hold is going to back up Mingus, and it's a deep one. The ball was at the 27-yard line, and they're going to back the ball up all the way to the 13-yard line, a 14-yard penalty for the Mingus Marauders with the hold.
And very tough when you're trying to get just the offense moving here, and you have a long ways to go. 4:34 left, but Mingus still plenty of time left on the clock.
There's the snap. Myers will do the misdirection coming the near side. The hole was there, and then it closed up quickly for Ruiz, who ends up losing 2 yards on the play. So that brings up a 2nd and 24. Yeah, 2nd and 26.
Just got an update. Catalina Foothills just scored 21-14 over Cactus Shadows in the second.
Ooh, a slugfest going. Mingus takes the snap. Myers looking to throw. Comes out to Galloway near side. He's got blockers. Past the 20. Takes on some would-be tacklers across the 23. And a great gain, but too big of a hole. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13 yet.
Pardon me, Jackie. I got the scores mixed up there. Number 11, Cactus Shadows, 21 over Catalina Foothills' 14.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, would you please get it right? Well, they cut the difference, 13 yards. Galloway gets the reception out there and brings up a 3rd and, well, not quite manageable, but much more manageable. Mingus takes the snap, a throw to the outside. Mingus has an opportunity as Mingus will get out close to the 40-yard line. Tyler Kelly with the reception, out to about the 33-yard line. Now, what do you do? 4th and about 4 now.
Well, you know, this is you're trying to get points on the board. 20-6 right now, 28-6. You want to get some type of points before you head in the locker room here, and you know you might think about going for it here just to try to get something in your favor and some momentum, and you still got a lot of time to get downfield and put points on the board. They are going to go for it.
Mingus will go for it. Ruiz has an opportunity, takes on a would-be tackler out of 1 tackle, and he gets the first down out of pure heart and desire. I'm sorry, that is Mingus Marauder football.
And who better than Juan Ruiz all season long. They sent him in motion right to left behind Meyer. Meyer tosses it out to him. He breaks through one tackle, breaks through another one, and then falls forward and picks up the first down. A hard-nosed run there by Juan Ruiz.
All heart. Mingus is now 3 for 3 on 4th down conversion attempts. There's the snap. Myers looking to pass, could run, throws downfield, has Kelly downfield, and there's the flag as number 8 runs right into Kelly. And we have seen that. When you throw downfield, that certainly becomes opportunities. Kelly had him beat by a couple of steps. Great job throwing the ball by Myers. I don't think he had a plant foot.
No.
I don't think he had a foot on the ground when he threw it. That was all hips and shoulders.
Nope, was rolling out to his right a little bit and then stepped up and just delivered a ball on the move downfield deep. And actually, Kelly was trying to come back inside. He was down the sidelines trying to come back inside to make that play and then ran right in to the corner, number 8, and that's when the flag was thrown. Incomplete pass, but a nice job by Kelly trying to come back to the ball, drawing the flag, and then Meyer especially just throwing the ball on the run, avoiding a tackle and being tackled in the backfield, delivering a ball downfield, and again, the flag. Huge for Mingus. Now they're on the right side of the 50-yard line with 2:09 left to go here in the first half.
They've got time. They've got 2 timeouts left. They spread 2 receivers to the far side. Ruiz is in motion. They hand off to Groth. Groth will battle his way. Jordan Taylor taking a would-be tackler completely out of the play as he helps Groth pick up 4 at the bottom of the pile. And Groth, I think, crawled for the last 2.
Oh, man, he fought hard there for those 4 yards. But if you can get 4 yards every play, you know, you will take that. It's not all going to come easy, and not all of them are going to break for a huge gain, but those hard-fought yards really add up.
Time becoming an issue. Under 140 left to go in the first half. Stabrith in motion, and Myers will keep it himself. He'll dive across the 40 and pick up about another 4. Bringing up, actually it'll be a 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 3. 1:20 left to go in the first half. Mingus still with 2 timeouts and need to manage this clock.
Yeah, again, another big 3rd down here for Mingus as they've been moving the ball, facing adversity on this drive, and now right at the 40-yard line, this is a huge 3rd down for them. They're trying to put points on the board before they head into the locker room.
The snap will happen with 1 minute left. Groth will bounce it to the outside, break away. He's got 1 tackler to beat and can't get it done at the 25-yard line. Had the outside, 55.2 seconds as the clock stops with the first down.
Great job by the offensive line. They're 5-6 yards downfield, and Groth just runs right up into them for already a 4-yard gain and then bounces it out to the outside and gets even more. But again, a great push by this offensive line for the Marauders.
Clock is rolling, 46 seconds. Ruiz trying to get to the outside, will be tackled by the head at the 29-yard line. That'll force a timeout with 38.3 seconds left to go. Let's keep it here because obviously we're in range for Meyer, but 3 points is going to be hard to make up for the 7s. So Mingus has got to be thinking touchdown here.
Yeah, you have to be thinking touchdown, but if you aren't able to get a touchdown, you'll take 3 points. I mean, you just want to get them whenever you can. That was one of our keys to the game is if you're driving and you get into Mustangs territory, you have to come away with points, especially being down 28-6 here with over 30 seconds left to go in the second half. You want a touchdown, and that's what you're going to be trying to do, but at the same time, you will take a field goal, obviously, if you want to get that touchdown.
With 1 more timeout in 38.3 seconds, Mingus certainly has probably enough time to try to throw the ball 3 times if they so desire. Let's see if Sunrise comes out with that kind of mind frame. Back deep at the safety position is Ty Love, one of the captains. And now he's walking up to the line as Mingus goes to a bunch formation on the far side. Whoa, you ready for this? Empty backfield for the Mingus Marauders. And a throw to the far side. Huey looking to throw downfield. He's got a man, and it is tackled in the end zone. The intended receiver downfield was Tyler Kelly. Jordan Huey threw the ball downfield, and it was intercepted at the goal line in the end zone. That'll be a turnover with 30 seconds left to go.
Empty backfield, they just toss it. Meyer tosses it over there to Huey, and you see the pressure from that side of the defense, and they just get extremely good pressure off of that side. And really, by the time Huey drops back to pass after getting the ball from Meyer, he has a couple defenders in his face and is really falling away to the ground while he throws that ball, and just kind of threw a ball up in the air, up for grabs. It was intercepted, tackled in the end zone.
Huey, if he thought about it, and that was a specially designed play. I haven't seen that one before. Huey might have had a chance to run to the outside and still get out of bounds. Here come the Mustangs. Cord with good protection, throws over field. The hook and ladder play is now caught by the Mingus Marauders. Anderson taken down at the 36-yard line. It'll go for a 16-yard pass reception with 19.5 seconds left to go.
Just a pass right across the middle, and then once the receiver gets it, he just tosses it over to Anderson, who's coming the other way, and they're right back up to the line.
The clock starts at 19 seconds, and then Cord spikes the ball. And I think Sunrise Mountain still has timeouts yet, so I'm not exactly sure why he spiked it, but that will break the string of 6 in a row by Cord out there. And that is the second reception by Ruiz. He's got 40 yards on 2 receptions. As Cord has Veldhusen in the backfield with him. Spread formation, 2 receivers equal either way. Mingus looking to go against the big play. There's the snap. Cord looking to throw, and he's throwing deep. He has a receiver, and Chaz Taylor got himself turned around. He was the closest one to that ball. And I'm sure when that went up, the eyeballs got really big thinking about the 5th interception against Cord this year, huh?
Yeah, well, Cord had 2 receivers downfield, and he kind of just threw the ball right in the middle and a little over Taylor's head there, but nice coverage again downfield by the Marauders. They've been playing pretty well here in this first half downfield, and good coverage there for the Marauders.
Sunrise Mountain will take a timeout with 10.6 seconds left to go in the first half, leading the Mingus Marauders by a score of 28-6. And obviously, they still have a timeout, so they probably have 2 plays left available to them, Kyle.
Yeah, and you know, what the thing is, though, with Cord standing in the pocket, okay, and this is one thing that is a little bit different from last week. Last week, he was running all over the place in the backfield. Mingus was getting after him. Not quite as much here tonight so far, but the one difference is the coverage downfield, I think, is much better for the Marauders. We haven't seen as many deep balls downfield. Of course, that last touchdown was into the corner of the end zone, but even with time, Cord standing there surveying the field on that last play, still unable to find anything downfield.
Well, Mingus hasn't given up the deep pass. However, it's the underneath stuff with a move and a break and a blocker downfield that has done the damage for the Mustangs. Spread formation once again. Veldhusen in the backfield, and they're going to do a quick pass that is dropped. And already thinking about running for the end zone was Ruiz, Angel Ruiz. That is, I think the trick play was coming. I thought Veldhusen was going to go to the outside, and he was going to pitch it back. So 6.4 seconds left to go. And the first part of the 2-part play didn't work.
No, and I just think that second part was just, they were trying to make something happen too quick before the first reception was even made.
Ruiz, Angel Ruiz, will come to the near side now. Spread formation again. Veldhusen still in the backfield, and they will hand it off to him. Mingus will contain him and take him down at the 44-yard line, and 0.4 of a second left to go. That's pretty much how this one's going to end unless a timeout was called, and a timeout was called. And it'll bring up no, that was a turnover. Turnover on downs. I apologize. I wasn't watching the down marker. It's Mingus' ball, and the reason that the clock stopped with 0.4 of a second is Mingus gets the turnover and gets a play. So Mingus will come out. 0.4 of a second. They should have time for 3 plays. Okay, have time for 1. Veldhusen gets 7 yards on the carry. And Mingus will take a timeout. Have to. You gotta come out and figure out which trick play we're going to do. go to page 44 in the playbook, right?
Definitely. One play left, 0.4 of a second. You make the most of it. Make the most of it. See if you can add to your points up there on the scoreboard right now. And they're going to get one more play and call a timeout to talk about it.
High school football is all about momentum. I think you would agree.
Definitely.
So if Mingus now, a 4th down conversion attempt, Mingus stopped him. Stopped Sunrise Mountain, who chose not to punt to give the ball back, was more content in giving Mingus the ball at their own 44-yard line. I think they expected a first down, but Mingus with one play now, a touchdown pass possibly for could bring the Mingus Marauders back into this game and cut the lead in half. So a pass play, a 2-point conversion would make this a 28-14 game. I know I'm ahead of myself here, but what a momentum swing. Able to do it with 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, and that would be huge. I mean, not just to close this first half out with some points, but just carrying that over into the second half would be huge.
I think Sunrise Mountain is in a cover 6. Everybody's back. Myers has got all sorts of time. Now looking to throw the ball downfield, does throw the ball downfield, and it is intended for Stabrith, who slipped on his pattern. And one of the deep men for Sunrise Mountain had an opportunity to catch it, but there is a flag on the field, and it's going to be a defensive penalty, and the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So it's a roughing the passer call, and Mingus is going to get another 15 yards out of this.
Well, Meyer was moving around back there. He had great protection there from his offensive line, and he had plenty of time just to look downfield and wait for his receivers to get open. And in the process, the Mustangs commit a penalty, and Mingus Marauders now get a second opportunity with one more play before the half ends.
So yes, with no time on the clock, we're into bonus play time, and Mingus will take their last time out. Holy cow, we're going to keep it here. And what? Okay, Kyle, ball is at the 28-yard line. That opens up the playbook. It is no longer forced to be some sort of a Hail Mary kind of a play.
Well, you can get a little bit more creative with your routes, have a couple downfield, and see if maybe that kind of draws the defense back and maybe leave something up open underneath. But at the same time, you know, if you're going to throw something underneath, you have to think there has to be a ton of room, because one play, that's it. You can't try and get closer here for a field goal. It's all or nothing. But you can get a little bit more creative now with your routes. You don't have to just send everybody down deep like they did the play before.
Now the problem with that is Sunrise Mountain's going to put 4 guys between the 5-yard line and the goal line. Well, kind of the 10-yard line and the goal line. Now 3, but the 4th one is going that direction. He just didn't know where he was on the field. Okay, there we go. So they're doing a deep cover 4. Looks like they're going to rush 3 and then still do man-to-man on the receivers. So we got one linebacker out there, Mingus with an empty backfield, and here comes the linebacker. Myers looking to throw the ball, will get hit, and sacked, wrapped up by number 40, who just came like a bull rush, and that's how the half will end. The Mingus Marauders will go into halftime, unable to take advantage of the opportunity. Meyer couldn't get it off, could not. Too much purple in front of him, I guess. And halftime, the scoreboard shows Mingus trailing 28-6. First round of the playoffs, second half coming up after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Welcome to the Halftime Report, brought to you by Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your dealer for the people, located on 89A in Cottonwood or online at mattsays.yes.com. Stick around for the first half recap, including Marauder highlights, scores, and stats. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
It's playoff time, 4A playoffs here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain. The Mingus Marauders on the road came in at number 14, taking on number 3, who, according to Max Preps, is almost within the top 400 high school football programs in the nation.
That's unbelievable.
It is. It is. Chase Cord here tonight in the first half has exceeded and taken over the all-time state touchdown passing record, which is unbelievable. He's at 132 touchdown passes, came in tonight one shy of the record, tied it with the first touchdown pass, and has exceeded it by 2 touchdowns. And if they go on, he has the opportunity in the playoffs to add to that.
I mean, you just think about that and all the great quarterbacks that have come through the state of Arizona in high school. I mean, that is an unbelievable accomplishment. Congratulations to Chase Cord, and he has a promising future in college. He's as advertised. A very great season for him.
Oh, certainly so. Good luck to that young man. Oxendale, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and a Ram halftime report. Last Saturday, I was out at Oxendale, and they actually had a Jeep a stock Dodge truck that had raced across most of the nation, from Tahoe all the way down to San Diego, all-female race. And Mrs. Barlow did the race in that truck with her navigator and took first in her class and third overall in a stock truck from Oxendale.
And you were telling me that that truck was out there with dune buggies and sand rails, these things that were built for that type of racing. I mean, that's unbelievable. Was she out there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She was
out there and answering questions, and Miss Barlow was out there, and just a great crew. Just absolutely a great crew. In fact, at one particular point, I learned what Dodge Tough is. Ram Tough. I learned what it is. They went off a four-foot embankment and pounded the front end of this truck and dented the front valence and all of that good stuff. They walked out. They thought for sure they were going to be out of the race or huge repairs, and nothing was leaking. It was all body damage. So they taped a pink tongue to it, so it looked like it was just kind of this open mouth, and they able to just kind of back it up and pull it forward, and away they went.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All stock. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I know.
That
all
is
stock.
Great.
Absolutely unbelievable. The Sunrise Mountain Band on the field, and I think I mentioned last week their band members rival the population of Baghdad High School, and out here with their display for enjoyment. Let's take a look at the scoring drives here in the first half. Well, the Mingus Marauders were nasty. They were hanging on in this first drive, trying to keep Sunrise Mountain out of it. And a 9-yard pitch to Velhusen finds the end zone. Now, that was set up by 2 penalties on 4th and long. A penalty for roughing the passer on, they jumped and then went through and then hit the quarterback and took him to the ground. And then they jumped again for an offsides, which gave them 20 yards of penalties and a first down and a second life. And Sunrise took advantage of it. It was 7-0. Then, with 2:25 left to go, Mingus would answer as a 56-yard bubble screen as Meyer finds Tyler Kelly, and Tyler Kelly says, "You are not the fastest thing on the field, at least not right now. I am." And Tyler Kelly explodes down the sideline. I think that sideline is deeper than it looks up here. I swear it is, because everybody on that sideline goes faster. And scores the touchdown. The extra point dented the left upright. Meyer kicked it hard, and it just bounced off and fell no good. 7-6 was the score. 1:29 left to go in the first quarter. And Sunrise Mountain comes back and retaliates. A 45-yard pass. Cord finds Freed as he bounces around, comes to the near side, throws up underneath. Freed cuts it back inside. He gets one block and then able to split the defense, and great speed from this receiver core from Sunrise Mountain. He gets the touchdown, and the extra point by Nash was good. It was 14-6. 7:12 left to go. Second quarter action. A 34-yard middle pass as Cord finds Anderson kind of up underneath the traffic and cutting across, and he was able to break it to the outside, get one block, cut it back inside, the hand to the face with the stiff arm as he wrestles his way into the end zone, and with the extra point, it was 21-6. And then with second quarter action with 4:47 left to go, a 25-yard pass. Cord finds Freed for the second time, this time kind of the fade toward the inside corner. It was good, just perfectly placed. The extra point was good, 28-6, and then all sorts of last-second opportunities for both squads as Mingus converts on a fourth down and then ends up giving the ball up on a touchdown in the end zone. A couple of plays later and appropriately timed timeouts, a turnover on downs, and Mingus had not one but two attempts at a last-second score here in the first half.
Yeah, just really trying, if they were able to get something on the board there, going in the locker room, it's maybe a little bit different coming out for the second half, but even still, 28-6, Mingus is not out of this. They can score quick. Stuff's working on defense, but Cord's finding that underneath, those underneath routes, and his receivers are doing a great job running and picking up yardage after the catch. But Mingus, their offense, positive seeing them move down the field there before the first half ended, but just going to have to try and capitalize on whenever they're down there, coming away with points.
At halftime, 28-6 in the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, a halftime report. We're going to take a break. We've got individual stats coming up as we are in the stands of the Mingus Marauder faithful on the visitor side of the field here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain. We'll return for more playoff action during our halftime report after this.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Back here at Sunrise Mountain High School, home of the Mustangs. It is playoff action for the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram halftime report. I nailed it. Bill of Rights, the Oxendale Bill of Rights, and you can actually go and see your Bill of Rights at mattsays.yes.com. Travis has told me all about it. You have a right to a transparent deal. You have a right to see what you're paying. You have a right for more for your trade. You have a right to the vehicle that you are looking for and need. And they are going to work as hard as they possibly can to get you financed or out of bad financing or out of a hole or whatever the case is. Go see Travis and company at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and a Ram on the 89A and 89A bypass in Cottonwood. And of course, you can also learn more at mattsays.yes.com. I think that's clever. Matt says yes. It puts you in the right mood, doesn't it?
Well, I tell you what, listening when you interview Travis at the home games and listening to what he has to say, I mean, really, they're out there for you.
Yes.
And they're trying to make everybody knows traditionally the process of trying to buy a vehicle or find one is intimidating.
Sometimes.
And it is sometimes, but the fact that there's a dealership out there that's trying to make it as easy as possible for you is very nice to hear that, and we hear it every time we hear Travis telling us what's going on over there.
Yeah, Travis says that every once in a while there's been a complaint because he and I will get talking at halftime about football and forget about the sponsorship.
You were supposed to cover this.
No, shoot. Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, and great deals too. All right. And back to football. Band is on the field out here at Sunrise Mountain. Second half, the score, if you're just joining us, 28-6. Sunrise on top at the moment. It was 33-17 last week, 7 days ago, almost to the minute, here at halftime. So a little bit of a different feel for the game. Let's take a look at some of the halftime stats. Let's look at the home squad from Sunrise Mountain. Chase Cord is 8 for 12, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, including the state record out there. Rushing the ball, Garrett Veldhusen is 7 for 66. He's got a touchdown as well. Jay Anderson has a couple of carries, 25-yard rush play, reception for Cregan Keed. Flores has a couple of rushes as well, 2 receptions for Jay Anderson for 44 yards. Altogether, 97 yards on the ground, 179 yards in the air, 276 yards. So on pace, our Sunrise Mountain, they had 664 yards last week against the Mingus Marauders. Marauders offensively here tonight, defensively, not as many sacks. They've got 2 sacks so far in the game, and then you saw Sunrise Mountain start putting fullbacks and halfbacks in the backfield to help give Chase Cord a little bit more time because Mingus, the blitz, was creating havoc.
Yeah, it really was from the outside up the middle. I mean, Mingus was getting after it all last week and then to start out tonight as well. But as you mentioned, that adjustment that the Mustangs made, just putting 2 backs on either side of Cord, and he had that extra protection in almost every play they're out there on both sides of him. They're each picking up a block, and it's really helped protect Cord and give him the time to survey downfield and try and find something open.
Trey Myers out here tonight with 88 yards in the first half, is 4 for 8, and he goes over 1,000 yards on the season. Congratulations. Wow. It's been a long time since we have had a 1,000-yard passer for the Mingus Marauders, and the quarterback rating of 105.6 coming into tonight, has his 12th touchdown pass, 88 yards on the game. Huey 0 for 1, an interception, as that one trick play into the end zone. On the ground, Jason Groth has 37 yards on 9 carries, hasn't been able to break it away. Kelly, 2 receptions, 65 yards, and a touchdown. The Mingus Marauders, 54 yards on the ground, 88 yards in the air, 142 yards in total. Mingus had a little better than 300 yards last week against this squad. So both squads pretty much on pace, so to speak. Now, Sunrise Mountain will get the ball first in the second half. So Mingus will have to put a a well-accustomed defense, if you will. They've been on the defensive side of the ball a little bit too much in the first half, and they'll have to start with their defense on the field in the second half.
If they can get a 3 and out, that would be huge, and set the tone for the second half by just coming out aggressive with big plays. Keep that pressure on, even though the Mustangs have been bringing 2 running backs into their formations in order to protect the quarterback. If Mingus can continue to get after them and just come out ready to play here in the second half, they'll have a chance to set the tone. Hopefully a 3 and out gets the Marauders offense back on the field, and then they can try and go down the field and put points on the board. If they can strike first on the scoreboard in this second half, I think that'll really change how this game is going right now. But we talked about it before we went to break. You said momentum. Momentum is huge, and Mingus, if their defense can come out with a big stand here to open up the second half, that gives them some momentum.
On the other side of the break, we'll be talking about the Big Mo. We'll talk a little bit about the Flying High Turkey Drive and other scores in teams that are also in the playoffs. We'll be back to Peoria Sunrise Mountain High School after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
This has been the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Halftime Report. They're your dealer for the people. Located on 89A in Cottonwood or online at mattsays.yes.com. We'll return for exciting Mingus Marauder football second half action on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM or online at myradioplace.com right after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Back here at Peoria Sunrise Mountain, I'll tell you, Kyle, I need to get their soundtrack here. I really do. I want to buy the soundtrack. All right. So actually, pardon me, Mingus is going to get the ball first in the second half. I was mixed up on my kickoff, so Mingus will get the ball first in the second half. Any updates on scores here?
Yeah, well, we got an update. Cactus is taking on Dysart right now, 35-10. Cactus with the lead in the third quarter. Catalina Foothills losing still to Cactus Shadows. Cactus Shadows 21, Catalina Foothills 14, and Peoria 16, Bradshaw Mountain 3. That one's in the third.
There's the kickoff, and coming down with it is Chaz Taylor. Chaz Taylor's going to try the right-hand side, lowers the shoulder, and will come down at about the 25-yard line, and Mingus will take over there. Big Mo needs to be on the side of the Marauders if they're going to get into this one, and they've got to start with this drive to cut the lead in half to get the momentum going on their side. Mingus will come out here, and I guarantee you at halftime, every single, both squads, both coaching staffs are talking especially to their seniors. This could be the final 24 minutes of your high school career. come back and leave it on the field. And Mingus has shown tremendous heart here tonight, has not given up on a single solitary play. Mingus, bunch formation to the near side. 3 receivers. There's the pitch coming to the near side. Here comes Growth. They got him to the outside. He's picked up a first down, runs over a would-be blocker and out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, giving him about the 41, 16 yards on the carry.
Great way to start off this huge drive in this game. Mingus really needs to score on this drive to, as you mentioned, really get back in this game. They're not out of it yet, but that's a great way to start off this first drive of the second half. Toss to Growth on the outside. As you mentioned, 60-something yards, or not quite the first half that he was exactly wanting, but he got some hard-fought yards in the few drives there, but toss to the outside, picks up the first down and more what they needed there on first down.
Able to use the speed, 2 receivers to the far side, and this time Meyer will keep it himself, and he'll end up backing forward for about 2 yards. And coming out of the pile with the ball is number 55, arguing his case that it is his ball. Meyer backed into the play, and I do not believe that they agree. The Zebras do not agree, although going for his career as an attorney is E.J. Sua, one of the defensive linemen. So Myers will get 1 on the play and bring up 2nd and 9.
He was trying to plead his case that he had the ball, but Mingus is going to keep it with 2nd down.
You always get further if you're wearing a tie. Handoff goes to Growth. Growth runs into the back of one of his own blockers, bounces off like Pinball Man, and will pick up about 6, bringing up a manageable 3rd and a long 3.
Definitely manageable. Mingus with a couple 3rd down conversions in the first half to keep several drives alive. They'll be trying to do the exact same thing here.
Sunrise Mountain creeping toward that line of scrimmage again. Mingus, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 man in the backfield with 2 wings. 1 man in motion. The pitch goes out to Stabrith. Stabrith has Ruiz out in front of him blocking. Stabrith with a first down and riding his way down to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 14 as Stabrith just keeps the legs a-chugging, the little engine that could.
2 pitches to the outside on this drive. That one to the left, and Stabrith gets behind Ruiz and just cuts up underneath. Ruiz pushes his guy towards the sideline, and once Stabrith makes that cut, he ends up falling forward for another 5 or 6 yards, another big gain for the Marauders.
Credit Sunrise Mountain, incredible hustle. They almost cut underneath the blockers and caught that in the backfield. Stabrith did a phenomenal job getting around the corner. Man in motion, Growth winds his way through the middle, bounces off of 1 or 2, and then continues to run. The ball comes out, and Growth loses the ball, and there is a fight down on the field to see if Mingus recovered or if it is Sunrise Mountain ball. And coming out with the ball is number 15, and a fumble turns the ball over to Sunrise Mountain, and Marlon Paschal, an outside linebacker, ends up with the ball. Growth had a gain of about 9, bouncing and fighting for the first down, and lost the handle.
Yeah, he was running the ball so hard, trying to pick up some more. Ran into the middle, got stopped, and actually broke through a few tackles here. And he was just continuing to fight guys on the ground. He's stepping over people, and then just looks like he's going to get to the outside, and then somebody comes in and punches the ball out, and he loses it. But Growth just not giving up and trying to pick up as much as he can. Unfortunately, loses the ball in the process.
Empty backfield out here for Sunrise Mountain, who leads the turnover game 2-0. Cord in the backfield has a man in motion. They fake the jet. Cord goes over the top. Wide open is Ruiz. Ruiz, he's got Huey to beat. Gets behind a blocker. Mingus trying to catch up with them. Do they knock him out of bounds? And they do not. Ruiz with 1 play finds his way downfield and a long touchdown out here by the Sunrise Mountain squad.
Over the middle, Cord to Ruiz, just right in the middle of the field, and he goes outside quick, and then there's nobody in front of him. It looked like Jimenez might catch him, and then Ruiz just dives in and ends up crossing the goal line. And there's Sunrise Mountain capitalizing on a turnover by the Marauders here early in the second half.
Fumble recovery, and then 1 pass downfield for the touchdown. The extra point is up and good by Nash. And that'll make the score 34-6, 9:30 left to go. Third quarter, Mingus will get the ball back after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Well, Mingus will have their heart tested out here as the kickoff comes down to Chaz Taylor. Chaz Taylor's going to try the middle, breaks through one, finds his way around another, bounces off a block, and then gets finally caught up at about the 34-yard line. A strong return out there by the sophomore from Mingus Union High School. And Mingus has so many sophomores that had to come up to varsity here this year, playing against a varsity entrenched Sunrise Mountain squad out here today.
Well, all season long, the sophomores on this Marauders team, I mean, they're playing some very, very tough opponents. When they get in here, the offense has been able to get put big points up on the board throughout the season, getting those sophomores a chance to get in, and they're making the most of their opportunities when they are in there.
21.5 minutes left for the seniors out here today. Trey Meyer going downfield, throws the ball downfield. He's got Tyler Kelly. He's at the 10, the 5, the touchdown. A flag is back at the 28-yard line, and it's going to be a hold against the Mingus Marauders.
And Ruiz is back there talking to the referee with his hands out, wondering what the call was, as that one, the flag just thrown in the backfield.
The yellow flags have not bounced the Mingus Marauders way often here today. And that'll be about a 5-yard, it's 5 yards deep, so it'll end up being a 15-yard penalty. And there has been a lot of referee participation out here today. 15 accepted penalties, and we're 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that first half, quite a few on both sides of the ball. I mean, both teams kind of being plagued by these flags. And unfortunately, Mingus, after a huge play, just answering right back after the Mustangs capitalizing off of a turnover score. They had Tyler Kelly there for a touchdown and gets called back.
Well, here comes Mingus, and they will hand off. Ruiz will try the right-hand side, and will pick up a decent gain. But it'll still bring up second and about 22. Give them 4 yards on the carry.
We got an update from the Higley St. Mary's game. That's number 2, Higley hosting number 15, St. Mary's, 24-0. Higley with the lead in that one. And then Cactus Shadows 28, Catalina Foothills 20.
Mingus, second down and long from their own 22-yard line, and a misdirection going the opposite way. Ruiz gets through one tackle, and that's Nelson with the ball, unable to get around the second one, and he'll pick up about another 3 yards or so. So third and 20.
The Mustangs were trying to stretch that to the sidelines and really just keep them parallel with the line of scrimmage, but Nelson just kept chugging along and was able to get a little bit of that corner to pick up a few yards.
3rd and 20, Mingus will empty the backfield. Nope, they'll spread scenario out here for the Mingus Marauders. One man in the backfield, and here comes Sunrise Mountain, and he jumps up and grabs Myers for the sack. And that was a dangerous tackle. And the sack is going to set up 4th down, as the sack will lose about another 8.
Well, the Mustangs, the Marauders were in spread formation, and then the Mustangs would just blitz in a couple up the middle, and then number 15, Marlin Pashal off of the edge, and as you mentioned, a little high on the tackle there, but sacks Meyer.
There's the punt, and Mingus jumped, didn't get called on it. The punt's going to go out of bounds somewhere around the 45, 44, 43, 42. 42-yard line of the Mingus Marauders. And Sunrise Mountain will take over on the Mingus Marauders side of the ball, or side of the field, rather. Sorry.
I want to thank a couple sponsors, Cottonwood Motorsports with Polaris ATVs and Victory Motorcycles, Jackson Hewitt Rice Accounting with locations across northern Arizona, and Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock.
Just got more shirts from them, by the way. And if you go to Rock Zoo, you will see a phenomenal collection of Chicago Cubs paraphernalia right there in the office. It's awesome.
Congratulations, by the way, on that World
thank
Series win. Game 7, huge.
Yes, I've been waiting 108 years, and yes, I was alive. Cord in the backfield out of shotgun. And there's the snap. He'll hand it off. Veldhusen caught in the backfield. Short gain. Give him one. Jimenez and Kelly combine on the tackle.
I'm surprised you lived through that Game 7. I mean, geez, that was an exciting one into 10 innings. How'd you get through it?
Blood pressure, I think I tested my blood pressure. It was 900 over 759. Actually, it was such a phenomenal game just for sports fans in general. It really was. Cord in the backfield, spread formation. He's got Veldhusen in the backfield with him. There's the snap, looks to hand off and ridden to the ground immediately. Galloway comes up with a TFL, tackle for loss, as they lose 3 yards on that one.
Oh man, nice play by Galloway as right when Veldhusen got that ball, he was hit immediately by the big Trevor Galloway, wearing number 40.
Sunrise Mountain not afraid of passing down situations. Spread formation again as they put a man in motion, and coming across the line are the Mingus Marauders, and that might cost the Marauders 5 for jumping across, watching that jet sweep. And wait a second, it's going the opposite direction. Where are you going, sir? Let's see, did they call offsides or encroachment? Umpire is confused as to which way it was going. There we go. It was encroachment, and it'll go against Mingus. Mingus has now racked up 9 penalties for 94 yards. Sunrise Mountain has 80 yards in penalties. That's more than some teams get in offense in a game. Spread formation again, 3rd and about 7 now for the Boise State hopeful. There's the snap. They fake the jet. They throw downfield and overthrows his man. Ruiz had to jump up to get the ball, and it was kind of straight over the top of his head and comes down to the turf and more litter.
Another flag on the play. This one came in right about where the linebackers were standing.
So they will discuss this one, and it's a chop block against Sunrise Mountain. Now, for those that don't know, a chop block, you can cut in high school football, which means you can go down low to make a block, but that man has to be either on or very close to the line of scrimmage. A linebacker who is 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage that goes to blitz and you chop him, that becomes extremely dangerous. That is where you are going to cut him low while he is in full speed. And that is a personal foul, a 15-yard variety, not your average garden foul. And that'll be 95 yards in penalties now against Sunrise Mountain, who takes a timeout. So the best news that we've gotten so far is nobody was injured on that play.
Right.
That is the best news. We're going to take a break with them. 35-6, 5:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Sunrise on top. We're back after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
Back here at Sunrise Mountain, 3rd and a long 22. And the Sunrise Mountain squad, the Mustangs coming out. Mingus trying to get the ball back to get back into this one, down 35-6. Had the ball first in the second half. And unfortunately started putting a drive together and lost it on a fumble. Second turnover of the game for the Mingus Marauders. Cord is in the backfield. He's got Veldhusen with him. Takes the snap. Mingus is coming. They set up a screen. Veldhusen finds himself for a first down on the outside by himself. Gets across the 25 down to the 32-yard line. And it should be just enough for a first down. If they mark it at the 31-yard line, that should be enough for a first down. Needed 22, got 23 with the back out of the backfield.
Just a very nice call here. I mean, Mingus for the second time in a row bringing the pressure, and they just let it through, welcoming that blitz. And then you have just Cord finding Veldhusen out of the backfield. Nobody around him, and he just takes off, picks up the first down. A very nice play on first down for the Sunrise Mountain Mustangs.
That's his first reception. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you there. First reception of the game. He had 6 receptions for 149 yards and 4 touchdowns the last game. So Mingus, for the most part, has shut down the back out of the backfield, but somebody lost track of him through the oncoming blitz, and Mingus pays for the aggression here. Empty backfield for Cord. Mingus trying to get to him. He dumps it off and tipped it in the air and off the fingertips of number 21 and falls to the turf without the reception.
Yeah, that was just the pass a little bit behind 21, Zach Pels. He was coming across the middle, just a short, shallow route, and just thrown behind him. Nice coverage by the Marauders, but it looked like that ball was up in the air because Pels was able to get a finger or two on it. And unfortunately for the Marauders, they weren't able to grab it out of the air for an interception, but just the pass behind Pels incomplete.
21. That reminds me of November 21st, Flying High Turkey Drive Day, coming up at a Fry's near you. Cord takes the snap. Mingus in the backfield real quickly. Wrapped him up. He got away. Now looking to throw the ball downfield. He does. He finds a receiver. It's Pels. And will pick up close to a first down as somehow the elusive Cord gets away and able to get the ball downfield.
Just a great job. You had Streck back there, Alex Nelson, Tyler Kelly, and Cord is just able to get away from all 3 of those guys and find something downfield.
However, the flag is going to bring it back, and it will be a 5-yard penalty for an illegal man downfield. So that will be the 8th penalty on Sunrise Mountain, 100 yards. They had 116 last game. They're looking to bust right through that one. They got 17 minutes left to acquire 16 more yards in penalties. 2nd and 15 now, in a phenomenal effort by Cord as he raced. Actually, a phenomenal effort by both squads. Cord in the backfield by himself. Jet screen set up, and there it goes, coming to the near side. Mingus contains it, and it picks up 6 as running the ball that time.
That was Jay Anderson.
Jay Anderson again? No, it was Veldhusen who came from the, Veldhusen was on that jet screen. Galloway on the tackle, I believe.
Yeah, that was a really nice tackle. You had Galloway and Tyler Kelly as well chasing from behind and actually caught him and brought him down 3rd and long.
Mingus unable to sack Cord since the first quarter. And now they'll bring Veldhusen back in. Cord changes sides on him. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Cord on the run, finds a receiver. It's Anderson down the sideline. Runs into contact and out of bounds somewhere around the 10-yard line. Good enough for a first down as they'll pick up about 21 yards as they just throw into the open area of the zone down there and pick up another first down inside the red zone.
Yeah, the Mustangs receivers are doing a really nice job of trying to find the holes in the Marauders' defense. Last week they were having some success downfield, but this week it seems like the underneath passes and those routes are the ones that are open here tonight, and Cord's doing a nice job of just just hitting those and finding them and not trying to do too much with it. He hits Jay Anderson there for a first down.
There's the snap, and they hand off. Veldhuizen gets an opportunity, runs into a Mingus Marauder wall, and able to get from the 9 down to about the 4, give him 5 on the carry. So they reward Veldhuizen with a run opportunity after he has done a very good job coming back to block for his quarterback. So unselfish play out there by the running back from Peoria Sunrise Mountain, who came into the night with 924 yards. He's got 96 yards, so he's gone over 1,000 yards on the year. Empty backfield now for Cord, man in motion, that's Veldhuizen, and Cord looking for him, throws the ball, it's tipped away, almost intercepted out there. Colby Fanning had a chance at it, but couldn't put the brakes on quick enough.
Oof. Didn't get a number on who tipped that, but it was up in the air, and I imagine for Colby Fanning, it was like in slow motion.
Well, the tip came from the receiver who slipped and then got back up, and I think it was Anderson, the intended receiver, and he tipped it, tried to tip it to himself, but Colby Fanning almost got the tip. So 3rd and goal from about the 4-yard line, call it the 3.5. One man in the backfield, the threat of run is still set. Remember, Cord, not a bad runner himself. There's the snap. They're going to pitch it out to Drake Flores, who bursts into the end zone for the touchdown. And that will put the squad from Sunrise Mountain up on top, 41-6. 2:32 left to go, third quarter action.
Just quick little toss to Flores, and he was just into the end zone quick. Nice burst of speed. Get back in there for another touchdown for the Mustangs, 41-6, waiting the extra point.
Flores, a sophomore. 4A division will have to deal with him next year as well. The Nash kick is up and good. 42-6 now over the Mingus Marauders. And Mingus has got to take this ball and drive it, and it's got to start scoring quickly if they're going to have any opportunities for playoff life beyond this. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Back here at back here at Sunrise Mountain, the Mingus Marauders take the kickoff, a line drive that went off the shins of Tyler Kelly. He was able to scoop it up and then get back to about the 11-yard line. So Mingus will start kind of deep in their own territory, needing 89 yards to find pay dirt out there.
Yeah, and I'm afraid they're going to have to go that entire distance and score here. I mean, at this point, 42-6, you gotta score whenever you have the ball or get some help from your defense. But a quick update from the Bradshaw-Peoria game. Peoria 23, Bradshaw 17.
Ooh, getting tight. Getting tight. Bradshaw shows themselves as a second-half team. We've seen it all season long. Here come the Marauders, man in motion, bursting through for the Mingus is the back out of the backfield. Ruiz takes over at the fullback position and darts through for 17.
Had a nice hole there and a nice push by the offensive line, and then Ruiz with that speed and that hard running, that low gravity that he has, that center of gravity. I mean, he just bursts through that line and through the arms of some tacklers and picks up a big first down for the Marauders on their first play of this drive, trying to go down the field with almost 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
Receivers spread wide, both sides. Myers back, looking to throw, finds a man and throws toward Galloway, and Galloway is unable to come down with it, and Ruiz coming up a little bit slow in the backfield, but it's going to go, I'm looking for penalties, I'm so used to it. 2nd and 10 now. Ruiz has played all season long bumped, bruised, and sore. And a lot of times is played on a very sore, questionable knee. But that kid has played with heart all season long for the Mingus Marauders. There's the handoff, trying the right side, decent push, little gain though. And Ruiz will get another carry. Give him about 3 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Ruiz has been a workhorse all season. I mean, how many times this season where the Marauders have had a lead and they're trying to just run the clock out, and you still have Ruiz out there running the ball extremely hard, trying to keep the clock moving and get Mingus the wins, or if they need a score and try to chew up some clock at the same time, Ruiz seems to be that guy. He's just been running the ball very, very hard and effective.
There's the snap. The pitch is caught in the backfield, bear hugged very quickly. And Ruiz, 3 plays in a row, that one doesn't work. And the pitch goes backward by about 6 yards. Ruiz approaching 700 yards, or was approaching 700 yards on the season, as he has got 3 100-plus games. And Mingus very quickly to the line. Now, what do you got to lose? Myers is your quarterback and punter. There's the snap. He's going to punt very quickly and send it high. Anderson, it is returnable. He's coming to the near side, finds his way through the middle, and there's another penalty as Anderson bounces off of one would-be tackler and tackled at the Mingus Marauder 47-yard line, but the penalty flag thrown at the 48-yard line. And almost every special teams play for Sunrise Mountain, we've seen a flag.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, like you said a couple plays ago, you're looking for it almost on every single play. And it looks like it's going to be holding against the Mustangs, I believe.
And that'll set Mustangs back. They'll keep the ball, of course, with the 42-6 lead. 28.9 seconds left to go here in the first half. And it will be a 10-yard penalty. The 9th of the 9th, 110 yards in fractions. A lot of seniors on the squad, and you spend time with these young men, and you know, you enjoy to see them around town, but you're just not going to see them on the field any longer. Jason Groth will be graduating, 1,100 rushing yards his senior year. Stabrith will go on to post-college endeavors as well. There's the snap. Cord hands off. Velhusen finds his way forward for about 3. Give him 4 as Nelson in on the tackle once again.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it earlier, and I think in our pregame, but the season the Marauders have been having, I mean, just quickly going through that schedule, I mean, 5 of the 16 teams in the playoffs in 4A Mingus have faced, and 4 of those teams are in the top 10 at the end of the regular season, so a very difficult schedule. They faced adversity early on, and then that win against Cactus was huge to turn the season around.
Certainly was. Third quarter down to the final, 4:48 for the Mingus Marauders seniors. Here this year, trailing 42-6 to Sunrise Mountain. We're back after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
Action out here. Flores goes deep on the pitch. has to get around the Mingus Marauders defensively and able to go backward about 8 yards and then forward about 18 and take the ball into Mingus Marauder territory to the 43-yard line.
There's that sideline you said. It does seem like it's a little bit wider on that far sideline as he's able to get to the corner and just turn it upfield and follow that sideline for a huge gain and on the other side of the field into Marauders territory.
Keegan Freed comes in to take over the quarterback duties out here with Flores in the backfield. So this is the future of Sunrise Mountain football, and the snap is bad, and Keegan Freed is tackled and out of bounds. He fumbles the ball, and it goes out of bounds because that's the way the ball's been bouncing for Sunrise Mountain. But a huge tackle out there by Tyler Kelly, and hopefully he didn't knock the wind out of himself there as he has a sack out there for about 13 yards.
Showing the speed again off of the edge is Tyler Kelly, and Freed really was never able to gain ground between him and Kelly eventually catches up with him, and the ball comes out, but comes out and goes directly out of bounds.
Well, the snap was a little bit off to the side, and I think it kind of messed up the play. He couldn't hand off where he wanted to hand off. Freed puts a man in motion, and they fake the handoff going back to Flores back through the middle. Mingus able to cover it up after about 5 yards back to the Mingus Marauder side of the field at the 38, bringing up third and about 16.
Take a couple more sponsors here. Yavapai College, Life Explored, Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, more miles for your money, and let's see, the Cottonwood Rec Center. Don't make it a workout, make it a lifestyle.
They got an oil change special, Reese's does, for all veterans out there. Man in motion, and then they're going to line up, and they're going to go forward to the far side of the field. Keegan takes the snap. He's going to roll that way. Left-handed quarterback throws the ball, has the reception as number 6 with the catch out there. And he'll pick up about 5 yards, but another flag on the field as you hear the announcer say, I think he actually just recorded it and is playing it back by now. Flag is at the 49-yard line, and the hold is going to drive him back and bring up a third and, I can't count that high, third and 27? 10th penalty, as they set a new record, or at least versus last game, 121 penalty yards for Sunrise Mountain. So third and 26, third and 26. And man in motion, there's the snap. They fake one way, they cut back inside, and Mingus trying to capture it. They do with about a 3-yard gain is Flores. Streck gets credit for the tackle.
Man, Flores is quick. Sophomore, 5'7", 135. I mean, once he got that ball, he's so shifty and is just extremely explosive there. And the Mingus Marauders able to corral him and force them with the 4th and long as their punting unit comes out onto the field.
Haven't seen the punting unit yet, and we'll get our first look at it. And the Mingus Marauders will have Chaz Taylor back for the punt return. There's the snap. The snap is good. Mingus comes after the punt. The punt is high. Chaz Taylor calls for a fair catch at about the 19-yard line. And is that a towel or a flag? Nope. They don't pick up flags, right? Okay, good. It seemed to have been a towel. Mingus will get the ball back at their own 19-yard line. 9:41. Ooh, that reminds me of tax time. 9:41 left here in the 4th quarter, and lots of seniors that we want to thank for the Mingus Marauders. Jordan Pollock, Turbo, is going to go on to post-high school endeavors. Juan Ruiz, we're going to miss him. Trey Meyer, the quarterback for the Mingus Marauders, 1,000 yards in the air, will move on. Charles Furry, number 22, will move on as well. Lots of the line. The line is almost exclusively seniors. That'll be something we're going to have to talk about as Mingus comes back for next year. Mingus takes the snap and will try the middle. And picking up little bits is Ruiz, and it looks like Ruiz is going to have fullback duties here. Give him one on the carry.
And that's what we were talking about, Ruiz. I mean, he seems to be the guy who they feel comfortable giving the ball with, and just, again, a workhorse all season long in ball security. He is very reliable back there, the running back position, fullback position here right now.
Cody Merrow, number 25, a senior, as well as Nathan Rizzo. Trevor Galloway. The big man is going to be a missed entity for Mingus. Mingus gets eaten up here right at the line of scrimmage with the next snap. And Ruiz with another handoff. And it'll bring up 3rd and 9. And Ruiz looks like he's trying to walk that one off, shaking the hand as well. And 3rd and long now for the Mingus Marauders at their own 20-yard line.
Well, they got a barn burner over there. Catalina Foothills and Cactus Shadows tied at 28.
Whew. And here comes the blitz. Myers looking to throw. He'll throw to the near side. Stabrith covered well and covered up. And that pass will go for negative yardage. And that's going to put Meyer deep, pretty close to his own end zone to punt with the new line of scrimmage at the 10-yard line. So negative 9 yards as Mingus tries to kind of set up its own little bubble screen that got sniffed out by the Sunrise Mountain defense.
Yeah, Bobby Ramirez, the junior safety, was not fooled on that play, came up and made a really nice tackle.
Here's the punt, and Myers drops it. Now he's got to run with it and is tackled. So a turnover on downs inside the red zone, and the ball will be at about the 6-yard line. The snap not handled well by Meyer, and he'll get up limping a little bit as that young man has left everything on the field all season long. Sunrise will take over at about the Mingus Marauder 8-yard line as the defense comes back out going, oh, really? Can't we have a little more field to work with?
Ooh. In the fourth quarter, Peoria and Bradshaw still 23-17, Peoria with the lead.
Getting to be, that one's getting late as well. 7:36 here, Mingus trailing 42-6, puts their defense out on the field from their own 8-yard line. And Mingus comes in, slicing through. Sabota coming back. That's a young man that we're going to enjoy watching next season. Comes in, Lucas comes in flying from the side and actually tackles for a loss, negative 2 yards on it. So 2nd and goal from about the 9-yard line.
Very nice play by Sabota, just off the edge to blow up that play, and actually for a loss of a yard.
We found somebody as fast as Flores. How about that? Pitch to Flores on the outside. He'll cut it back inside and get down to about the 6-yard line. And Mingus defensively fighting hard here. Does not want Sunrise to put another touchdown up there.
No, and that's what they've been doing all night. I know 42-6, it might not show it, but really Mingus continues to fight here in this one, and the defense who've been out there for so long is just, again, showing that strength and that heart out there with a 3rd and 6, trying to force a 4th down here for the Mustangs.
Freed now in at quarterback, takes the snap, pitches it out to Flores. Flores tries the outside, dives to the end zone, and the man on the far side of the field raises his hand for some reason and indicates touchdown, as he'll get into the corner of the end zone, and the pesky shifty one finds pay dirt again.
Yeah, Flores trying to get to the edge and finally did. He was running out of room right when he got to the sideline. Just had enough room to dive and get inside the pylon for another touchdown. The Marauders defense was really trying to stretch Flores as far to the sideline as they could, but he turns it upfield and dives for the touchdown.
Too much to ask, giving the ball over at your own 8-yard line. The extra point is up and good. 49 on the board against the Mingus Marauders here. 6:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mingus will get the ball back after this. Mingus Marauders will get the ball back here as the kickoff forthcoming. And there it is, a line drive, knuckleball going to the left-hand side. Candy hop out there for Taylor. Taylor's going to try the near side. Outran his blockers and then can't outrun everybody. And didn't cut the ball upside where the blockers were. Saw green to the outside, but it was well covered by the special teams out here. Tell you who we're making this defensively is going to miss Stephen McClanahan, nose guard out there. Charles Hardy, just an incredible effort. Lineman on both sides of the ball, doesn't have anything to say. A quiet, stoic young man that lets his work on the field speak for itself, and a professional to the end. Josh Skelf, another senior that we're going to miss half of the bookends for the Mingus Marauders defensively. Mingus, man in motion, hands off, right-hand side, running hard off the right side is Sabota, getting his first carry of the night.
We were talking about Meyer and just the tough season that a great season he's had, but just playing very, very tough. But how about special teams? All season long, Meyer, how many times did his special teams, when this offense was in a little bit of a lull and we're trying to get something going, his special teams kept the Marauders in those games until their offense did get going, and he was part of that as well.
Sabota runs exactly where he's supposed to, runs right into the back of his blockers, pushes them forward for another 5 and a first down. Sabota, who is a junior, now has 240 yards on 39 carries here this year, and he'll step out and give way as Tyler Kelly will come in. Maybe he'll get a chance to run the ball out there. Mingus Marauders, Jordan Taylor, Carter Scott, 2 offensive linemen for the Mingus Marauders who have battled their way all season long and have put forth just absolute tremendous efforts. They give the ball to Kelly, and Meyer almost kept it, and I think he pretty much spun Kelly down for a tackle in attempting to keep the ball, but Kelly took it.
I was going to say, I don't know if Meyer handed it off or Kelly just took it.
Yeah, I think it was more of a Kelly take than a handoff. And Mingus giving some opportunities for other people to play certain positions out there as Nelson goes in motion, hits the brakes. Everybody checks the wristband again. 4:22 left to go in this one, and Mingus does hand off, and driving forward with veracity is Sabota. And Sabota will pick up, he'll pick up another 4 out there. Sabota runs like a bowling ball.
He really does. If you just, as a junior, what is next year going to bring for Sabota? 5'8", he runs harder than a 5'8", 175 back.
He does, and it's full speed. They call him Nebraska. There's the handoff, and this time he doesn't get a lot of speed to start with, and he's thrown backward with a WWF move. And pops back up, throws the ball forward, says, that just means 4th down, I get another chance. So Mingus, a 4th and 3, has another chance at it. And 3:20 left to go in this one. We'll see if Mingus is going to go for it or is going to punt. I don't see a punter in there. And Mingus lines up over center. The pitch to the outside. Myers was hit while he was attempting to pitch. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The pitch went out to Ruiz. And obviously the pitch was gravely affected by the would-be tackler, running up the back of Myers while he was trying to pitch the ball.
Yeah, number 14, the outside linebacker. He was back there so fast before Meyer even had a chance to get the ball off. He had enough time to turn around, and that was about it before he started being pulled to the ground and was able to get it off and luckily keep possession there, but a nice play by number 14 for the Mustangs.
Well, Mingus covered the fumbled ball, but only resulted in a turnover once again for Sunrise Mountain, who's playing with a short field again. They're going to pitch the ball to Flores. Flores will evade a would-be tackler. The pitch, interesting enough, is coming about 8 yards deep, and that gives Flores an awful lot of time to start maneuvering before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's very tough. I mean, you almost need a first down just to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then once you get there, you got to try and find the holes. I mean, you don't have blockers 8 yards back there with you, so once you get back to the line of scrimmage, that's really where the run is starting.
Mingus has actually kept him to 36 yards in the game on 10 carries. And with his speed, it looks like he's had more than that. 2 receivers either side, 1 man in the backfield. Krieg will take the snap, and they'll pitch it this way to Flores. Flores outruns 1 man, and then Skilf, the long arm of the law, grabs a hold of the jersey and helicopter tackles him.
Long arm of the law, perfect. And actually on that pitch, Sabota was back there and almost intercepted that pitch. If he would have done that, he would have been gone. But they get the pitch off, and then you have the helicopter tackle to finish it off.
Well, Mingus definitely could use a turnover here. 3rd and short 3 from the Mingus Marauder 22-yard line. Krieg in for Cord, who did his job and is on the sideline here today for Sunrise Mountain. They hand the ball off to Flores, and coming in with a passion is Galloway, and Galloway runs him down from behind, comes straight down the line of scrimmage from the defensive end position, and sets up a 4th and 5.
Very nice play. Just a great job reading the play and seeing where those offensive linemen are going. And Galloway, as you mentioned, just following it, going right down the line, making the tackle. A nice play.
Well, they're going to go for it with less than a minute left. The Sunrise Mountain squad, the Mustangs, take the snap, and they hand it off to Flores again, who will get tackled short at about the 20-yard line. So that'll stop the clock, and Mingus will get the ball back, and they have a turnover on downs with the ball at their own 20-yard line. So Mingus just a couple of opportunities. Galloway gets another credit for a tackle out here. You know, during the course of the year, there were certain plays, certain times where some of us coaches would have to go in and try to block punts. And Carter Scott caught me in the ribs with a right-handed uppercut, because apparently I was trying to slip through sideways, make myself skinny, and without pads. He caught me in the ribs, and I'm not going to tell you how long it was bruised at my age, but I will tell you it hurt. Mingus coming to the near side, and getting chopped down is Ruiz. No, that's Nelson with the ball, pardon me. So Nelson gets a carry, and that might be the last play of the 2016 season for the Mingus Marauders, as Nelson gains 3 trying to go misdirection. And Mingus might be content with 9 seconds left. It doesn't look like Mingus is going to run another play. So congratulations to the Sunrise Mountain Mustangs, who will go on to the second round of the playoffs, defeating the Mingus Marauders here tonight by a score of 49-6. The teams will line up at midfield to shake hands in our postgame. We're going to tell you a little bit more about our seniors, who will be going on to better and greater things. What does it look for the Marauders juniors and sophomores next season? And we'll get into that as we start our postgame coming up after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxydale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Well, round number 1 of the playoffs is in the books. It didn't go the Mingus Marauders' way out here today as one of the top 400 teams, almost top 400 teams in the nation, defeats the Mingus Marauders on back-to-back Friday nights on their home field. This one here tonight, last Friday night, 61-17. Here the Mingus Marauders hold them to 49 points, but only able to score 6 points here today. Although the 6 points was pretty exciting. A bubble screen to Tyler Kelly on the far side, and whoop, gonna make you miss right there at the 50-yard line. And then the 50-yard sprint was on, and Tyler Kelly able to beat everybody to the end zone for the only points for the Mingus Marauders here tonight. The extra point, so unfortunately, dented the left upright of the posts out here and was no good. So only points for the Mingus Marauders here tonight. Chase Cord ended up with four throwing touchdowns, and have to acknowledge that with 3 of them, with 2 of them actually took the state record, with now holds the state record with 103 touchdown passes in a high school career. And before the game, one of the coaches was joking. He said, "You can't do that if you don't play as a freshman."
Yeah, well, right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, 6'4". He's probably 6'4" as a freshman, 6'4", 205 here as a senior, and he's pretty agile for a 6'4" quarterback as well. I mean, he can make throws on the run, and he has just makes very smart decisions back there. But yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to put up over 130 touchdowns in your career if you're not playing as a freshman.
Jacob Plotlikov getting the bare-chested TV time as he comes off the field. One of the sophomores that the Mingus Marauders are going to turn to. Before we get into our acknowledgement again of our seniors and talk about the upcoming juniors and sophomores and even some of the freshmen for the Mingus Marauders, players of the game tonight. Who do you favor?
I think offensively, with the only score for the Marauders and breaking the tackle that he did, I think you have to give the offensive player of the game to Tyler Kelly, showing off the speed, and that was a huge touchdown at that point in the game for the Marauders. I think Tyler Kelly, offensive.
Defensively, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. I'm gonna go with Trevor Galloway. Trevor Galloway, just incredible heart, never gave up. Loves this game of football. One of the few 4-year players for the Mingus Marauders was playing varsity time as a freshman. Was almost this size as a freshman, 6'4", 225, and has progressed through his career and unselfishly has played his senior year. Bred, desired to be a tight end down the field, catching the ball and crushing the little defensive backs, and has turned around and played left tackle, has played center when Jordan Vincent was unable to do so because of an injury, has played all over the field for the Mingus Marauders, has gone both ways in the line almost unrelentlessly all season long, and a tremendous young man, and hopefully he gets an opportunity to go on and play football somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that last tackle that he had there, one of the last plays of the game, a tackle for a loss, kind of had an exclamation point at the end of his career. In this season, he was really the anchor of that defense. Whenever they need to change things up or maybe realign guys, move people around, he was kind of the root of that. And no matter where he was, if it was at the linebacker position, a defensive end, he played with heart and he played well, and he was just leading by example out there on the field. And then, of course, both ways doesn't make it any easier.
Hondro Stabrith will move on to bigger and better things, has been playing both ways again for the Mingus Marauders. Pardon me, Jason Groth, over 1,100 rushing yards, 1,000-yard rusher and more for the Mingus Marauders here tonight. Jordan Pollock, Turbo, will be going on. He did have a touchdown reception this year. Juan Ruiz, hope those knees heal. He has been playing on tired knees both ways, defensively and offensively. Almost 700 rushing yards. Trey Myers, 1,000-yard passer for the Mingus Marauders. A kicker with better than 5.5 points per game just from the kicking side. And he has some opportunities to go on and kick somewhere. Maybe not at a big school, but a medium school, and possibly even NAU, I'm not sure. Charles Furry, we will miss that young man. It's been a pleasure to coach, along with Cody Merrow out there. Nathan Rizzo, Trevor Galloway, whom we mentioned. The other bookend, Josh Skelf, will be leading us. And Josh puts everything on the field and has done so all season long, even here tonight, going both ways, taking Trevor's spot at left tackle so that Trevor can move over to the tight end just to show them a different look here tonight. And then the other bookend is the defensive end. Mike Crane, another senior, offensive defensive lineman, got a little bit of time at linebacker out here today. Jordan Taylor, what an incredible heart. Coach Taylor's son, played with a broken hand last week. A fracture in his hand, played with a broken hand, was hesitant on whether or not he was going to get it cast because it could affect his ability to play this game.
That's a love for the game right there.
It is. That's Mingus Marauder heart. That is desire. That is what it is all about. Jordan Vincent comes around, puts his arm around his buddy Jordan Taylor and says, "I will teach you how to play with a cast." and he did out here. And Jordan Taylor played the entire game out here with the cast. Carter Scott, fabulous smile, great young man, offensive lineman all the way. And we will miss him tremendously. And Stephen McClanahan, that kid can dance. He's a big boy, 270 pounds, and he moves it. He can move it, you know. Anyways, nose guard. He will be a huge missed big body out there for the Mingus Marauders. Not a lot of juniors coming back for the Mingus squad. Bryson Contreras is a junior. He'll be returning for the Mingus Marauders. Steve Tackett is listed as a junior. It's going to be mostly a sophomore squad coming back next year. Jose Pacheco, man, did we miss him. We could have used another starting defensive back. Broke his arm against Mojave, and it may cost him his basketball season. He's hoping he comes back for his baseball season. Tyler Kelly will be a force to be reckoned with next year. Jordan Huey will have to be an anchor for the Mingus Marauders defensively next year. Justin Link will return. Got a lot of experience playing this year as both a little bit of defense at the end, but mostly a wide receiver. Sabota will be fun to watch next year. I got to imagine he's the inside track to the fullback position. Marcos Venezuela, a junior, will be returning for Mingus, probably to be used mostly in the secondary. Bryce Kramer, I'd like to see him respond as well, plus a whole bunch of sophomores that got a lot of playing times this year.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge next year. I mean, especially with, you look at the team, some of the teams that those sophomores got in and played against, good teams, and that's going to be huge for those guys, both physically and having already some snaps under their belt, but also mentally. Yeah. Mentally, getting out there and knowing, okay, I've been there with the big boys, and I can compete. And we had a couple sophomores running the ball who ran extremely hard, and they're going to be, as you mentioned, force to be reckoned with next year.
Alex Nelson is going to be a 2-year. I expect tremendous things out of that young man. Other sophomores, Streck, is middle linebacker all year long. Plus, you've got
he had a good game tonight. Sorry, he had a good game struck tonight.
Absolutely, he did. Menes will return. He's got fantastic experience for the Mingus Marauders. Zabala could be the quarterback. Antoine Zabala could be the quarterback. Maybe it's Chaz Taylor. Hard to say which way that's going to go. And Jacob Plotnikoff, another opportunity at a quarterback position, or he could be running the ball for you. Colby Fanning, great experience here this year for the Mingus Marauders. Bradley Howard, sophomore, never played football. Fastest kid in the school. He will be a weapon to be dealt with next year, no doubts about it. Tim Enriquez, great kid. Love to see him come back. We talked about Streck. Ethan Hayden coming back for the Mingus Marauders as a sophomore. The list goes on. Ivan Martinez, Gabe Myers, those two are going to be essential to the Mingus Marauder offensive line next year. Caleb Maldonado, like to see him contribute. Braden Butler, another potential offensive lineman. Christian Ruiz, 2.0. That's Ruiz's little brother. That is 2.0 version. Coming back as a lineman for the Mingus Marauders. Stevens is another sophomore. Morano is a sophomore. Roger Weeks, that should be a young man that should see some time next year. Jesus Rodriguez, Marcel Beal, Tommy Watson, all sophomores coming back, plus a host of freshmen that you may see, a couple of them as sophomores, make the varsity squad next year, especially if Mingus needs to fill in the offensive line. So a lot of future things, and I'll tell you what, it'll be homegrown again. Mingus will turn on the water and cultivate the football field and see what football players grow next year.
Yeah, and the fact that they got, I just can't say it enough, they got so many guys in this year, even freshmen. There were even some freshmen a few games that got in there, and that's going to be huge. It's just, I mean, the future looks very bright for the Marauders, and the fact that you had so many weapons running the ball, especially, and all of them effective in all different levels, was huge, and it all contributed. Everybody contributed to the success that they had this season. Again, making a playoffs and a very good season, a very tough schedule that the Marauders faced. 5 playoff teams on that schedule. I mean, they started out hitting the ground running, facing, you had Higley, you had Cactus Shadows. That win against Cactus was huge.
It was.
And that turned the season around, but all the guys playing very, very well this year.
Well, Mingus will have their eyes on playoffs again next year, no doubts. We'll have our eyes on the future of young football throughout Northern Arizona as the Northern Arizona Youth Football Championship Day will be recorded on the 5th of November, and you can catch all the games live on Verde Valley TV or recorded replays. Go to verdevalleytv.com for information on cable channel, channel 2, that Suddenlink, in cable 1, channel 56. Well, it's going to be a wrap for us here tonight, but our crew has been phenomenal to work with all season long. just absolutely enjoyed that.
Yeah, all season long. Our director, Ryan Nichols, want to thank him for everything that he does. Graphics and replay, John Stabe on it. Camera operators, Rachel Valentine, Damian Huff, and Madison Bradley. And then back in the studio, for all you radio listeners, that's because of Lacey Saravo back there in the studio.
Lacey, hey! Well, it's going to be a wrap here. Mingus not successful tonight. Falls out of the playoffs by a score of 49-6. Can't wait for basketball. Can't wait for baseball. You keep it tuned to your Mingus Marauder station, KYBC AM 1600 96.3 FM, for whatever sports we've got coming up next for you. And I'm sure there'll be some. Can't wait for the upcoming seasons. It's been a phenomenal time to be along with you. And to all, we bid a wonderful evening.